Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody, to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with Mikey McNuggets and Tyvis Powell. I'm Adam the Bull. We got Earl and Steve on the other side of the glass. Where's Anthony today? He's on vacation?
No, Anthony's working from home because he has a doctor's appointment at 1:30 that was previously scheduled. So he's working today, sent all the stuff, and he's just not physically here.
And I cannot, I can't stay for overtime today because I'm getting on a plane this afternoon. I got to get going. I'm surprising my mother. I don't think she's watching today, so she probably won't see. She's not expecting me, but I'm surprising her in the hospital tomorrow. So anyway, that's the deal for me. So I'll go. I will find time to get some pizza in New York. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, you have to.
So a lot to get to today, including big news on the Browns trade. They got an offensive. No, I'm kidding. We'll get to it all. But go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody. We talked about this last week a little bit. But not this Saturday, but a week from Saturday, we're doing the Velosano Bike to Cure Cancer. I'm part of Team WKYC. And on Thursday night, we're doing a talent show over at Hilarities. It's at 8 o'clock. If you go to the Hilarities website and look at the calendar, you'll see a WKYC talent show featuring Mike Polk Jr.'s beautiful face on it. Yeah. I will be performing stand-up again. Tickets are $10. All the money goes to cancer research and gets donated. So it's a charitable cause. I was writing some new jokes last night. I don't know if they're any good. They could be terrible. I have to do a little workshopping and run them by a few people, but we would love to see you guys out there on Thursday night. As you can see on the graphic, it is rain or shine because we are inside. It is going on regardless, but it starts at 8 p.m. I'm one of the later acts. Everyone who's on the Velosano Team KYC team is doing some sort of talent. I know there's a couple of musical performances. Mike Polk's going to perform some comedy. Chudzinski upstairs is going to tell some dad jokes.
Not Chudzinski. Chudowski.
I don't know the people upstairs. I work down here. Chud, but he's doing some dad jokes.
Chudzinski was the Browns coach.
That's why I had Chudzinski in my head. Yeah, you're right. He lasted 1 year,
What's he doing?
He's telling dad jokes.
Oh, yeah, that's what they do. That's his shtick with him and...
Austin Love.
No, it was Matt Wentz, the weather guy. Wentz.
Oh. Well, he also did it with he also did it with Austin Love, though.
Yeah, okay, fine. But Austin doesn't work here anymore.
He's still part-time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's still part-time. So you don't know the people upstairs.
I know, but you are in the building way more than I am. Fair. You should know.
Well, either way, come out if you're not doing anything on Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock. It's $10. All the money goes to cancer research. Yeah. And it's going to be a good time. We're going to have some fun.
I'm going to try to make it.
I'm going to roast Jay. I'm just telling y'all right now.
Jay deserves a good roast.
Because I figured I would tell jokes about you guys again. Yeah. But it's a different audience. It's not a UCSS audience. It's going to be more of a KYC audience because I'm the only UCSS guy there. Exactly. So I don't want to make fun of your hair, your career, or anything like that.
You also got to be
they don't
like
know.
I cursed so much.
Yeah, I'm taking it down. Taking it down a little bit.
Might be an older audience.
But I am just telling you right now.
I'm shocked.
Never.
I'm going to roast Jay. So
I love it. That could be funny. I'm going to try to make it. I don't know what my plans are.
Next Saturday, I will be.
No, the talent show's next Thursday.
The talent show's 2 nights from.
Oh, this Thursday.
Yes.
This
I'll be back.
The bike ride is the Saturday before the home opener.
Got it.
The talent show, our final Team KYC fundraiser.
This Thursday.
Not tomorrow, but in
2 days.
2 days, which is
why.
What
time is it at?
8 o'clock.
Oh, I can't make that.
All right, I might try to come. I'll be back.
6 a.m. show.
I'm flying. I'm getting back about midnight tomorrow, so
we'll see. But we'd love to see you there. And that's all I have to say.
I got a question. We got some more stuff to discuss before we get into the show.
Yes.
So Tyvis was telling me that a little road rage kind of took place this morning coming into the garage.
Bulls out to lunch.
Not true. I was joking.
Bulls out to lunch. I'm sitting there hitting my code to get in, and this guy, this maniac, blows his horn at me and tells me to
not blow my horn.
Oh, it's him.
Wait a second. First of all, I did not blow my horn. Second of all, I was joking because I knew it was you.
He yelled at me.
What car were you driving today?
A rental.
But I saw Tyvis. He was leaning out of the car.
He didn't know it was me.
Of course I knew it was you. What do I? I got here late today.
Steve yelled at me and blew his horn at me one day.
Did you really think I was seriously yelling?
No.
Okay. No, I saw Tyvis leaning out of the car. I'm like, move it, Tyvis, or whatever. I don't remember what I said.
He shouldn't have been late.
That's
fact
right. I was running late.
Behind me is shocking.
That is bad news. Yeah. I was. It was just a crazy morning. But yeah, I got here last second. And I was screaming out at Tyvis at the window. But there was no horn honking, and it was all in good fun. There was no road rage, Earl. I've been falsely accused of road rage. All right, before we get to our first topic, which is the trade of Kenny Pickett, let's go to Earl for a read.
Yeah, guys, this episode is presented to you by Yahoo Fantasy. Fantasy football is back. Fire up the group chat, get your draft boards ready, and buckle up for a season filled with breakouts, busts, and all of the overreactions that we live for. It's all going down on Yahoo Fantasy. This year, me and the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show are playing on Yahoo Fantasy, and you should too, whether you're a first-timer or a veteran making your 1 millionth league. To celebrate 28 years of greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over 28 days, giving you more ways to play, more ways to draft, and more ways to win. And it all begins on August 4th. So stay tuned and get started by creating or joining a Yahoo Fantasy Football League at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. That's yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. And let's make this fantasy season the best one yet.
And our draft is 1 week from today. Do we want to talk about this now with the fans, or you want to save it for later?
We'll save it for later. But
save it for later because it's going to be an opportunity for two fans. Last year we had Sam and Butters. Which is a great nickname. We'll have an opportunity this year. We'll tell you about it later in the show. All right, guys. So yesterday afternoon, I believe it was.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, so the evening. We get the word. The Browns, who have been telling us for a month that they will likely keep four quarterbacks, will not keep four quarterbacks.
They are.
What do you mean?
They keep it four.
Well, Deshaun Watson, but he's not going to be on the – there's only been three quarterbacks on the 53-man roster. Last night, Kenny Pickett, after the injury to Aiden O'Connell of the Raiders, they were looking for a veteran backup, and the Browns trade Kenny Pickett to the Raiders for a fifth-round pick. And the Browns become the first team, TA was saying this because when I suggested that the Raiders might trade for Kenny Pickett, TA had said, I don't think it's not going to happen because no quarterback that's been traded for has been ever traded again in the same calendar year. So the Browns are, setting the tone again. Also, Kenny Pickett and Sam Howell, within 24 hours of each other, I don't know if you guys saw this, became the first two players ever, or I shouldn't say ever, in at least the last 30 years, to be traded 3 times in the first 4 years of their careers.
At least they was traded. I was cut 9 times in 4 years.
Well, that's not uncommon.
Well,
a lot of players, unfortunately, have been cut that many times, but traded 3 times in 4 years. Your reaction, Tyvis, start us off. Kenny Pickett.
I was shocked that they was able to pull this off. I was calling they bluff the whole time about nobody's trading you for a prospect that they haven't even seen since last year. So for them to be able to get a 5th-round pick for them, I salute that. I mean, that's good. Now, what it tells me is ultimately that they are confident enough in Dillon Gabriel that if something happens to Joe Flacco, you're not going to see what happened to DTR again. That's what you just told me. So if he's good enough in giving you that confidence that that's the case, all right, cool.
That's the only real takeaway is that they feel good enough that Dillon Gabriel can be their quarterback too against Cincinnati and for at least the first couple weeks of the season, that they didn't need to hold on to Kenny Pickett to see what else he had. Yeah. He had the hamstring injury. His training camp was cut short, didn't get any preseason reps, and then they had an opportunity to basically cash out at net neutral. They traded a 5th-round pick for Kenny Pickett. They got a 5th-round pick back for Kenny Pickett. So now they're essentially net neutral with the assets they spent.
I don't agree with that, but all right.
Why?
Because every year later, that pick is essentially worth less. Like they gave up a player this year for a player next year.
I'm just saying the asset itself is
it's fine. I saw somebody say Andrew Berry cooked. Give me a break. I mean, he gets no credit. It's fine that they traded him. I have no problem that they traded him. I don't want to hear an Andrew Berry cooked for getting a 5th-round pick.
Had they got a 2nd-round pick back, then we could say they developed Kenny Pickett, but a 5th for a 5th is not any future improvement.
All this nonsense we've been hearing for a couple of months. The Browns love Kenny Pickett. Our boy Jason Lloyd. Browns love Kenny Pickett. Aditi, Mary Kay. They didn't love him that much.
No.
They didn't love him that much. They gave him for a 5th-round pick. A 5th-round pick is a lottery ticket. So I don't want to hear how much they liked him. The only reason he was here is because they weren't sure any of the rookies would be able to be a backup this long. And then once they decided, yes, Dillon Gabriel, because say whatever you want, whatever you believe, I don't give a rat's patootie. All right? Dillon Gabriel's the number 2 quarterback on this team. There's not even a discussion. That's it. No, it doesn't matter if you think it's fair, it's not fair, it doesn't matter. He's the number 2 quarterback. But I think it's funny that they kind of made the point of saying, well, they made a mistake with the Josh Dobbs situation a few years ago, and then they just did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I actually said the other day that I would have considered keeping Kenny Pickett if you really do want to try to win, only because, or not even because you want to win, just because you don't want to put the rookies in there before they're ready. Is Dillon Gabriel really ready to play in an NFL game? Because if Joe Flacco gets hurt, he's in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Kevin Stefanski's saying yes.
Yes, he's 100% saying
what
he's
saying.
Yes. We don't know the answer. We don't really know, but they feel confident enough that he could step in the second half of week 1 if Flacco gets hurt, or week 2, week 3, against that gauntlet of teams they're playing off the bat, because they don't make this trade if they didn't feel comfortable. I just can't see a scenario where the Browns and Andrew Berry saw a 5th-round pick and said, that's so valuable to us that we would be willing to sacrifice at least a more proven commodity. He's not great, but at least he's played in the league.
Yeah.
For a rookie backup.
Right. But they did it 2 years ago.
And it didn't work out. And that's why I'm saying,
Yeah.
to me, when I saw the Pickett thing, I was like, they traded Kenny Pickett. I didn't have high hopes for Kenny Pickett anyway.
Yeah.
It just screams, they're all in on Dillon as being QB2, and they think he's ready for more responsibility.
Yeah.
And we're going to see if it's the right decision or
Right,
not.
but again, they were all in on DTR's quarterback number 2 years ago.
And it was wrong.
So I don't know that I can trust their evaluation of Dillon Gabriel being ready. Maybe he is. The overreaction, I got to say, including you, Mike, to Dillon Gabriel's performance in a preseason game is
I gave him a B+.
First of all, we shouldn't be giving grades on preseason performances.
It was part of the segment.
I'm just, this is absurd. I tweeted out a list of 30 quarterbacks that have led the league in preseason passing yards the last 3 years. It's a who's who of scrubs.
Yep.
That's what it is. I mean, the best player on the list, I think, was, I can't even remember.
Kyle Slaughter, who did it like 3 years in a row.
I don't
He's
know.
now in the XFL.
No, I think the best guy was like a solid backup quarterback. I don't care. If you think Dillon Gabriel, if they think he's ready, okay, fine. If you think he's ready based on that one preseason game against the Rams' third stringers, you're out of your mind.
2 preseason games.
But he didn't play that well in the first one.
He started off well. He was
fine.
He was 8 of 9 in the first quarter.
But Tyvis, you know.
He did. Wait, no,
Okay,
he
fine.
did do that.
Then fine. But you know better than anybody here how little that proves.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's.
I'm glad they traded Kenny Pickett.
At the same time,
unless you telling me Deshaun Watson coming back and gonna be quarterback too.
By the end of the year.
At the same time, you say preseason means nothing, and for the most part, I do agree with the overall
Let me
sentiment.
make that very clear. It means nothing to us.
Yes.
We pretend it does,
I was about
but
to
it means
say,
nothing to us.
it meant everything
It's
to
obviously
me.
very meaningful to the player.
But I'm saying when we make these evaluations, you're
yeah.
saying you can't look at one half or one drive, which a lot of us have. It's still more to go off of than what we saw from Kenny Pickett in preseason, who gave us nothing. And then if we're evaluating Kenny Pickett off the actual track record.
But Kenny Pickett's played in NFL games.
And I didn't think he was that good, which is
he
why
wasn't.
if the Browns felt, we kind of know what we have in Kenny because we've seen him start 2 full seasons for the Steelers. And we know what we've seen in practice and training camp and in these preseason games from Dillon Gabriel. And we think it's right there, if not in favor of the rookie. I understand why they trade him again.
I don't care that they traded Kenny Pickett. I'm just saying I'm far from convinced that Dillon Gabriel's ready to play in an NFL game.
Well, I agree with that part.
Well, you won't know until we see.
Right, until we see it. And he might be. You know, and
the only thing you could go off of, like I say, it's not about the plays or anything.
Yeah.
It's does he get the ball? Does he process things? Does he look at the defense? Does he know where to go with the ball? Okay, that should translate.
Is he panicking?
Yeah, is he all that? That should translate because that's as far as who you throwing it to and if they gonna make the play, like that changes.
Right, sure, yes.
Because if they going up against the ones that probably might, the coverage is tighter, the windows are smaller, like those things. But from a pure operation standpoint, he looks like he can handle that part, which is all you can really go off of.
Right. That's If you don't have that, you can't play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? You know?
Yes.
And maybe that's the biggest – maybe that's what they feel about Shedeur Sanders right now.
I don't necessarily think that's the case. He didn't have any operational things.
I mean, this whole running back, which –
that's
been a big thing since college,
the thing.
right?
That's different than what Tyvis is saying.
I'm talking about.
I get you.
I'm
You're
talking
right.
about.
Tyvis
Like,
said in the huddle, getting the player
you're
calls,
right.
making sure he understands
fair.
what the pre-snap read is,
I
as
got
opposed to once the play starts.
Yeah, I got you.
all the
That's
pre-snap
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is what we've heard the Browns rave about with Dillon Gabriel since
Right.
the day they drafted him.
Right.
The whole
And
supercomputer term was
the bottom
cool
line
for
is
that.
you drafted 2 quarterbacks. We've got to see them play
Yes.
at some point this season.
Well,
Yes.
not if one is really good.
Well, if Dillon Gabriel gets his opportunity at some point, because he's going to get the first opportunity if he's assuming he's healthy, and he runs with it, then why would you? I wouldn't play. I wouldn't play Shedeur either. If Dillon Gabriel plays really well, I wouldn't play Shedeur. Of course not.
Shedeur is going to have to really show that he's the grown up when he's doing scout team. Because he's probably going to be the scout team quarterback.
Right.
So he's going up against the one defense.
Yep.
He's going to have to show, like, all right, I'm stepping up in the pocket. I'm going to the right spot. Although it is off of cards. Like, they're going to pretty much say, this is the card. This is where we want you to go, that type of thing. But he still got to show, like, I ain't throwing it to that spot.
Do you remember when they signed Joe Flacco back in 23? Mm-hmm. And I remember Jason Lloyd, who was sitting in this exact chair, told us that after 2 practices with the Browns, and this is when they were going through that whole quarterback roller coaster of no stability whatsoever, he came in and said, I talked to 2 guys on the team who said Joe killed us in practice. And that's how they knew Joe. Do you remember that story?
I don't.
Well, I promise you what happened. But he was like, Joe Flacco killed us in practice. He absolutely torched our first-team defense. And then it was like, all right, when Joe got his opportunity, we all had our limited expectations because he frankly hasn't been that good in the NFL.
Yeah, for a decade.
Since 2018, it was 2023 at the time. And then he came in and stepped and looked like the quarterback the Browns had been looking for a while, led him to the playoffs. We all know how it ended. But I do think Shedeur, if he's on the practice squad, or not practice squad, but running scout team in that situation, I think you still can make an impression on your teammates, even if you're not necessarily getting those reps with the ones.
The one defense would definitely notice.
Yeah.
Like if you threaten it, that's how I knew JT would be good at Ohio State.
Right.
We was playing Clemson in the Orange Bowl. We got off the plane and had to go to practice. JT went. I promise you, he went like 16 for 17 with like 3 touchdowns on our starting defense. I said, he good. So Shedeur doing stuff like that. I mean, everybody on the starting D gonna be like, y'all see that?
They'll notice. And listen, with the Browns' history, odds are he'll get a chance to play at some point this season.
Yeah.
The Browns have had at least 3 quarterbacks play almost every year in their recent history. There's been very few exceptions to that.
I have a question. This might be a dumb question. If it is, please tell me. As far as developmental progress goes for a quarterback, are you in a better spot as the second quarterback where you're only getting like 10% of the snaps during the week because the starter's getting so many, as opposed to being the scout team quarterback where you're actually probably getting more overall reps?
I think that when you look at it from that standpoint, you're building chemistry and you're in the game plan. You have to know the game plan and stuff like that. So I think that that's more valuable to opposed to them saying, don't worry about our playbook. Look at this card.
Go learn theirs.
Do this.
Okay.
We want you to throw the ball here.
So maybe more reps but less valuable reps.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get more reps going up against the ones, but it's not
your stuff.
It's not Kevin's.
It's not what translates over on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And you're not you're probably not interacting with the coach as much in that situation, are you?
Well, it's not like it's this. They don't do it like college do. See, college is 2 separate fields. Everybody is still there. Yeah,
I got you. All right, so I don't think anybody's against the trade, right? I mean,
no.
It's like we understand the situation. The Browns are going to be probably not great. I know you think they'll be okay.
Joe Thomas,
Joe
8,
Thomas
9, 9, and 8.
Oh, come on. Joe's a little biased. I mean, we love Joe, but
8, 9.
Joe doesn't believe that.
I'm back.
There's
8,
no
9.
chance Joe
Quinshon sign. I'm going back to 8, 9. Right now, I'm gonna say 7 and 10. Quinshon signs 8, 9. We back.
I don't understand. Where are these wins coming from? What is the strength of this team besides maybe the defensive line?
The strength of this team is that they were so horrible last year, and they only lost games by 7 or less. Like
most NFL
6
games,
of them.
I hear you, but most NFL games are close.
I just feel like if they were as bad, that's the worst we've seen since 0-1-31. This is as bad as it's been. And they still was in games like that. Yeah. They tweak a couple things.
Like, all right. By the way, go ahead, Earl.
I got a question for you, maybe for everybody on the panel, just to stir the pot a little bit, because you said you still don't believe that Dillon Gabriel is ready to start an NFL game.
No, I'm just saying I question it. I don't know.
Fair.
I mean, I'm not around the team enough to know that.
So the question is, what is more likely? Kenny Pickett was traded because the Browns have faith that if Dillon Gabriel was needed to step in right away, he could do so? Or behind the scenes, they're watching Deshaun Watson and feel like, based on the projected games that Joe Flacco might play, if something was to happen, Deshaun will be ready at said time?
I don't think there's any chance they're considering that. I mean, I could be wrong, but...
Well, Deshaun's going to start on the PUP list, which means he's automatically out for the first 4 weeks, and then he has 3 weeks to then be activated to then start the next window. Yeah. So Deshaun physically cannot play, like at the earliest until like November-ish, like mid-November. So I hear what you're saying, Earl, but I don't know if the timeline aligns to where they would be able to bring Deshaun in.
Kevin Stfansky wants anything to do with Deshaun Watson.
I also agree with that. But
I don't think he wants him to play. I don't think he wants anything to do with him. They're done with that. Jimmy Haslam said they're done.
Wouldn't it be the all Browns thing if he came back and lit it up? I'd be like,
that would be so funny.
For another team?
I would laugh. No,
that would be.
He goes to Pittsburgh.
The Browns cut him at the end of the year.
And he goes to Pittsburgh and turns back into 2020 Deshaun from Houston.
That would be. I mean, then you just give up. I mean, that would
officially
be
cursed. Yeah.
By the way, something we didn't have on the thing because it just happened this morning, but Deontay Johnson was cut.
Well, we're going to talk about that when we get to the roster cuts, which is next. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a trade, though. There was another trade.
They did make a trade.
They made a minor trade. They acquired an offensive lineman from the Rams for a 2028 seventh-round pick. I don't remember ever seeing a trade of a pick 3 years later. What is this, the NBA?
Basically. I mean, it tells you the Rams were going to cut him.
Did you see the clip that I sent to the chat? Him going up against JTS?
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Man, he drove.
Good block.
Yeah, he drove him up.
I know you don't like PFF.
But
you like PFF more than Jay, and for some positions, I think it has more value. And our guy Cleve TA tweeted this out, but he did grade out very well in the preseason. He had an 84 PFF grade through 3 games. So
who's he going up against?
JTS.
Guys like
that. I mean, I'm not saying it's the end-all, be-all. But,
all right, by the way, I'm not calling the guy JTS. He's not good enough to get a nickname. I'm sorry.
You want to say his whole name?
No, that's true. And
I only say it because
what is it, Joe Tryon Shoika?
Joe Tyron Shoinka.
And we were saying DTR, and he stinks. So,
DTR
is he out of football? Will he get a job?
Yeah, the XFL.
He's going to the XFL?
That'd be my guess.
By the way, you know Jed Wills is still a free agent?
You say that like you shocked.
No, but there were an awful lot of people, Jason Lloyd, told me he was a decent player.
No, Jason
I'm just picking on Jason.
Jason said he was playing decently. That's what he said.
Yeah, whatever. All right, Earl, what do you got for us?
All right, time to move on to the next topic. But before we do that, it's time to let you know that it's presented to you by FanDuel. And today, August 26th, is officially FanDuel's Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champion before Week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now, because Future Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game.
All right, you just mentioned, Mike, tomorrow's cut down day.
Today is.
Or today is, today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
That's right. We saw earlier this morning, let's start with the Deontay Johnson news. This guy, football, it's not unusual for guys' careers to go off a cliff because of injury or age, right? Mm-hmm. But Deontay Johnson's not old, and he's not been hurt, I don't think. It's weird. Like, this guy he wasn't a superstar, but he was a good NFL wide receiver with the Steelers, and his career is just up in flames, basically. You couldn't make if I would have told you, 2 years ago, that the Browns would sign Deontay Johnson as a free agent and he wouldn't make the team, and I gave you the list of the other receivers on the Browns, you would have said I was out of my mind.
And it wasn't for an off-the-field issue.
Right.
This is just based off performance. from all accounts, there was nothing that he did that
he wasn't. Yeah,
he didn't get in trouble with the law. He didn't get in a fight in practice.
What happened to this guy?
Ty, you could
How do you explain this? Does he not care?
He had immediate success from Pittsburgh. He was the guy, and then he went from not being the guy, and he just didn't handle it right, I guess. It's hard from being everybody praising you, and I'm the number one guy, and now you go to other places, and you're not the guy. You're just a guy.
Right.
Like, some people can't handle that transition. And
you think that's what's happened with him?
That's what it looked like.
Yeah. He's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got guys you never heard of a month ago beating him out.
And we're going to go through position by position and make our picks.
To be fair, in the Browns situation, if you cut him, you will get him back on practice squad.
Do you want him back on practice squad?
Yeah, because you can elevate him.
Right, but the fact that Deontay Johnson might have to be on a practice squad, I mean, like, you wouldn't have seen that coming a couple of years ago.
He came out and said nobody wanted him but the Cleveland Browns. So if that's the case, if I want to if I'm scared that I'm going to lose somebody from waiving somebody else, but I know for certain that I can keep this guy around by putting him on practice squad, why not? You can work out the money. You can say, we'll give you a game check if you stay on our practice squad.
Right.
I mean, they don't have to do that at all, because if he ain't got no other work,
I didn't think of that part. That's actually a good workaround that makes a little more sense.
That's what they do in the front office.
I hear you.
But it's crazy to think that he's not good enough to make.
This guy was a good wide receiver at one point, and now the Browns don't care ultimately they don't care if somebody signs him.
And we're talking about a receiver room. With all due respect to these guys, and some may turn out to be good pros. This is one of the 2 or 3, if not the worst wide receiver rooms on paper in the NFL. And Deontay Johnson, on paper, if you take just the stats and the resume.
Second receiver, you would think.
By far, it's not even a comparison.
And before last year, you would have said he was the best because Jerry Jeudy
hadn't done it. Exactly.
But the thing is, I only watched him in camp the one day. He was at the beginning of camp, he was lighting it up.
I was just
he was lighting it up when we was there.
The day we were there,
he was killing them. I said, "Oh yeah, he was the second best receiver."
He still looked quick.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't see him prior to this camp, so I don't know if it diminished. Still looked quick. Still looked like he had decent hands on. I didn't remember any specific drops, Tyvis, on that day. Getting in and out of breaks.
Man, he was tearing them up that day. I was like,
it's crazy. So you look at the Brown. Do we have graphics?
We do. We'll go quarterback, running back, receiver.
Oh, okay.
We'll go down like that.
All right, let's start with quarterback.
And some of these will be real quick.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing really to say about quarterback now that Kenny Pickett's been traded.
But
there you go. That's the quarterback room.
Yep. So basically,
in order.
What I did to make these
why did you have to emphasize in order?
Well,
because that's the order.
They're not all in order.
We don't
this
know
one.
That. It's gonna say Joe Flacco, quarterback 2, Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders.
No, we know it's Dillon Gabriel. It doesn't matter what we think. What we know is Dillon Gabriel's the backup.
I talked to Zach Jackson this morning, and just to clarify to Deshaun Watson why I put PUP there, because we're going to get to some other guys on this exercise that are not as clear-cut as the Deshaun Watson case.
Yeah.
Deshaun will start the season on the PUP, meaning he will not take up one of the 53-man roster spots. However, a guy like Mike Hall, who we'll get to, if they think maybe his injury is only 2 weeks,
they won't.
They won't put him on the PUP. They'll start him on the 53-man roster. If they think it's longer, they'll put him on the PUP. But Deshaun,
all right,
he's on the Browns. He will not be on the 53-man roster.
So let me get this right. Yeah. So, you know what? We'll talk about it when we get there.
All right.
Okay.
Let's move to running back here, Earl. The running back's an interesting position. Right now, Quinshon Judkins is not even signed, so he's not. They don't even have to do anything with him because he's unsigned. We know Ford and Sampson are going to be here. Makes a team if they keep 4 backs, which they could. I think whether it's Audric Estime, some other back in free agency, I think they're going to bring in a veteran back to be like a goal line, 4th down guy. I think that's my guess.
I also would not rule out something happening with Quinshon Judkins today, whether he's officially suspended or the Browns sign him and put him on suspension. It just, to me, and talking to some people, it makes sense for the league or the Browns to be able to have some sort of semblance on what his future is going to be.
Right.
So they don't have to leave him in limbo before the 53-man roster, and then things get more confusing as to what he will do moving forward.
Right. All right. Do you guys also think there's going to be a veteran running back coming in?
Wait, hold up. I think Amani Marshall makes this team, and I think Pierre Strong doesn't.
Shoot. Tell us why.
I just think that he had a strong camp. I think he is the bigger back, and I think he's an undrafted rookie. I think, you get him for cheap, and he can complement the other backs that's in the backfield.
I think that
it's possible.
Does he play special teams?
He better as an undrafted.
Well, but
yeah.
We know Pierre Strong is a good special teams performer.
Yeah.
Good gunner.
According to this, the Browns are expected to release Pierre Strong. So
there we go.
That just came out.
There we go.
I think the Amani Marshall thing, they do need a bigger back. But the thing is, he missed the block with the ones and I think he got Joe sacked on the play.
They're going to want a back they can trust with Joe Flacco.
Right. And I don't know pass pro. They say pass pro is very questionable with him.
And Amani Marshall's a guy they can put on the practice squad. I don't think anybody's picking him up.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
take Judkins out of this.
Yeah, I'm going to say three. I'm saying Ford, Sampson, and a veteran that's not here.
Okay, so 3 running backs, and then
that's
not including Judkins.
What do you guys? You guys saying? What do you guys think?
I go with that. Ford, Sampson, and somebody.
Yeah, anybody with Earl about keeping? They're going to keep Marshall.
Practice squad.
I think he's more of a practice squad guy.
I think he's going to be on practice squad too.
Yeah, I think it's 3 unless Judkins has some sort of resolution.
Williams gone. Pierre Strong, I guess gone.
That's what it said.
Yeah, who was that? Who said that?
Matt Zenith.
Who the hell's that?
I don't know. National College Football Senior, National NFL, National College Football Senior Reporter, CBS Sports.
That's not right.
I mean, look.
All right, fair enough.
I see the tweet. Yeah.
All right, let's go to wide receiver, Earl. All right, there we go. So we assume they're going to keep. Well, DeAndre Carter's cut.
No, then it was reported Mary Kay said he wasn't cut. There's a source off between Jordan Schultz and Mary Kay Cabot right now.
Really?
Yeah, Jordan Schultz yesterday.
Mary Kay came out and said he was not cut.
I was showing you.
Caden Davis got cut today.
Caden Davis
did get cut after I made this graphic.
So they could keep.
Browns releasing Pierre Strong.
Okay. So why couldn't they keep it? If they're going to cut Carter, that means they're going to pick someone else up. Obviously, Judy, Tillman, Thrash, Bond, and how do you say that guy's name? Gage.
Gage Larvidan.
Larvidan. He's making the team.
Yes.
So that's 5. They're probably going to keep 6 receivers.
That's what I thought.
The 6th guy you want to be a special teams guy. It makes sense to keep Carter. I think that's the only question. They keep him or do they bring some other guy?
Waivers, yeah.
But we know the other 5 guys are going to be here.
And by the way, especially if they keep only 3 running backs, that opens up a spot for that 6th receiver, by the way.
Right.
Doing the math is if their historical precedents of how many they keep at each position.
Yeah.
Between the running backs and the receivers, it's been 9.
Right.
4 and 5, 3 and 6, however you want to add it up.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need 4 running backs. Especially when you're going to have 1 or 2 on the practice squad.
It just matters if it's Judkins or not.
Yeah. All right, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah. I mean,
I think they all.
There's not a lot of questions right now. Not a lot of the guys are good that we've seen. We've seen a list of running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers that we know are going to be here. Most of them are not very good. But
does Gage Larvidan run? Yeah. Is he a gunner on punt?
I have no idea.
He returns kicks. I know that.
I understand that.
I do not know if he's a gunner.
But does he do gunner? Because the reason being they got rid of Tony Brown. That was their gunner. That was their ace gunner.
Yeah.
So they have to find somebody to replace him.
Isn't it usually a corner that's playing?
It could be a corner. Yeah. Raheem Mostert was the dude for us in San Fran.
Just Carter.
Matthew Slater from the Patriots did it for many years.
I was saying the Browns should have tried to get Raheem Mostert in that trade with the Raiders, but I heard they were going to move on from him.
He was here before.
Does DC gun? Do you know?
No,
he's a returner. Just a returner.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So we think
tight end
6.
Yeah, 6. Okay. All right. Obviously the only question is who's the 3rd tight end. I don't really care.
Blake Whitehart.
Who's a better blocker? That's all that matters.
Whitehart's been around here.
Blake Whitehart been winning with the ones and twos.
I think those 3. I think Bates is the odd man out.
Yeah, I never even heard of Brendan Bates.
I've never
no clue who he is.
So for the
I think I'm excited to see Harold Fant.
I am too.
One of the few players on this offense I'm excited about is Harold Fanta Jr. And what kind of role he's going to have.
He may be better than I think.
I think he's going to be good. Legitimately good.
I think he's going to be better than I think. Like, on some, we might be talking about, we might not need a Njoku type thing. Like, that's how.
If he's that good,
that's what I think he might be like that first.
He could end up being really special. I think because he went to Bowling Green, he's very under the radar.
And he's barely been a tight end. He came as a linebacker.
Yeah.
He's played tight end for 2 years.
He's raw. He's a raw player, but
he's got all the physical attributes.
there's a lot of upside.
Hands.
You can't say that about a lot of the Browns players on offense, but there's a lot of upside with Harold Fannin Jr.
When we get to the offensive line, by the way,
Yeah.
I didn't put the starters because they're all going to make it. So I just put the seven guys fighting for the rest of the
What's
spots.
Pochich's status as of right now?
TBD for week 1 was what Stfansky said.
All right, let's get to the offensive linemen there. All right, so these guys are battling for, I would say, 4 spots. Usually they keep, what do we have, 9 offensive linemen, 8?
9 or 10. No, more than 8.
Not 8.
I think
9.
Tevin, Whippler, and Zach is guaranteed.
Yes.
And they just traded for Leviston, so I would assume if you're going to give a future 7th, he's got to be a lock.
I mean, it's a 2028 7th.
But why,
I don't think it's a lock.
but why would you trade a pick to then?
He's a lock.
He's a
Probably,
lock.
yeah.
You don't trade a pick to then just cut the guy
Wasn't
3 hours later.
Cornelius Lucas, like
I don't think it's crazy if they keep 10.
they might keep 10. Killian Zier.
He's gone.
Which sounds like a made-up
The
name.
It's real, I promise, but he's gone.
The Leviston is the guy they just traded
Just
for.
traded for
Yes,
this morning.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think they'll probably keep 10, right?
I do
Jenkins could play anywhere. Leviston's a tackle. Whippler's a center.
Zinter's a
Zitter's
tackle.
a guard.
That's a guard, sorry. And then Lucas is a tackle. So you basically have a second offensive line.
I think you're right, Damon. So let's see. You're going to keep 25 offensive players. So if you keep 6 receivers, 3 backs, 3 quarterbacks, that's 12.
3 tight ends.
3 tight ends,
10
15,
offensive
and
line.
10 offensive
There you
line is
go.
25.
Yeah, that's it.
And 3 special teamers, and now 25 on defense.
There you go. So
All right.
Killian, Zaire.
There really wasn't much
Not
debate.
much-
Again, it's because not because there's so many good players, unfortunately, but
It's also because the Browns have already made some of these decisions for us. They cut
Yeah.
they cut Deontay Johnson.
right.
Like
There's no the only spot on offense that's interesting, I guess, is the last wide receiver and the third running back is interesting. That's it. Like the third running back is the only place they might add a player that we've heard of before.
at least on offense. On defense,
On offense, yes. Defense is a different story. All right. Let's get to the defense, Earl. Edge rushers. So they're going to keep, usually keep, 12 D linemen? 8 DBs?
They ain't keeping 8. Yeah? Are you DBs as a total?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
you usually keep 10.
I think it's the opposite. I think it's more.
10 defensive
like
linemen.
6
Yeah.
corners, 4
10
safeties.
defensive backs, and 5 linebackers,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
So let's think 10, 10, and 5. So with edge rushers, you're talking probably 5 guys.
I think 5 of these guys make
So
it. Yes.
I'm guessing Miles Garrett's going to make the club.
Miles, Alex, Isaiah.
I think the bottom 2. It's going to be one of the bottom 2.
You think JTS is making it? No
He's
matter
a
what.
definite? I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's 2 of the 3 of the bottom. I think they like JTS's upside more. That's just a guess.
Yeah.
But Cameron Thomas is a bigger defensive end, more of a run. He actually has a decent pass rushing resume.
Where did he come from? I don't even remember.
He's a
him.
third round pick, couple years in the league, bounced around.
Okay.
He came to
And
Cleveland
then
last year.
Okwara was here last year.
He's been around for a couple of years. He's a veteran.
Yeah. I mean,
he's got 15 career sacks.
Who
So
gives a rat's ass who the 5th guy is? I mean, I don't know.
I would bet it's Cam Thomas.
JTS
but
is
it's just a guess.
probably JTS is on the team, I would think.
I would think.
He's
So.
got
But he really didn't do anything.
Nothing. But we need a nickname, right? We got DT. We had DTR. We need another.
And how
two-letter
did that do for us?
Nothing.
That's
Terrible.
my point.
It was a negative outcome. All right, you're out. So you want to keep Thomas and Okwara?
I mean,
And get rid of Tryon Shoyinka?
I'll be honest with you. I would do Miles. I would keep Miles, Alex, Isaiah, Cam, and get somebody off the waiver.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with Tyvis. Let's
Okay.
go with him. And we'll get somebody off free agent. All right. Interior defensive tackles. Graham, Hall.
And we have to put the asterisk on Hall because we don't know what they're going to do
Right.
with him yet. That's a big question because that does impact
we
the
were
other
told
numbers.
Huntington's going to make the team.
He's in. He's a lock.
Mason, Malik, and Huntington is on. That's
For sure.
Yeah, that's Mason, Malik, and Aiden is on.
And if Mike Hall's healthy, he's on.
Mike Hall's
We
on.
just don't know.
So
Yeah.
then, do they keep Kamara? They seem to like, but obviously Shelby Harris is a veteran.
Yeah, I think that's the Mike Hall thing. If you maybe
You think if Hall's healthy, they might get rid of Shelby Harris?
possibly,
Yeah, I do. And if Hall starts on the PUP, I think Harris ends up getting that spot.
Yeah.
because Shelby is still very productive. He's been productive.
Well, they
He's
keep
productive.
5. You think they'll keep Kamara over Harris?
No,
I don't know.
no,
So even if Mike Hall's healthy, why wouldn't they? You don't think they'll keep 5 defensive tackles?
I
I'm
think.
not sure.
I think so. This is where we could differ a little
Yeah.
bit. I think they may add an extra cornerback because of the complete uncertainty at that position if Mike Hall's not healthy, and keep 9 defensive linemen, 11 DBs.
What, you keep 7 corners?
6. 5 safeties.
No, nobody keeps 5 safeties.
They did last
year.
They have 5 safeties?
For like the past 2 years, I
Yeah.
kept saying.
Really?
I kept saying, you're not supposed to do that.
Who keeps 5 safeties?
Andrew
was
Berry does.
Hickman, Dale Pitt,
Thornhill,
Bell, and
McLeod.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, that's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah,
You
5
used to
safeties
keep
is so
4,
stupid.
but whatever.
But I think with
All right.
all the nickel package they play now, just in the NFL in general, you have
Yeah,
more
but
defensive
still,
backs.
like, you bring in extra corners. Like, I understand the extra corners.
I
but
agree.
Who the hell uses a 5th safety?
I agree.
We're talking about the team that has kept 5 safeties 2
All
years in
right.
a row. So
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But, all right. Let's go to linebackers. My God, what was that last guy? Easton Mascarenas Arnold?
it's the
We're getting out of control with these names.
EMA. That's my boy EMA.
undrafted free agent out of USC.
Emergency medical assistance.
I tell you what, Devin Bush also got some stuff that
Yeah.
the league need to make
That's
a
true.
decision
Yep.
on too.
I mean, the only locks are Schlesinger and Diabate, right?
And Diabate ain't
Yeah.
played all preseason. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think.
He's been banged up, but I think he's
Yeah.
going to be healthy for week 1 from all.
Yeah, but I would say those two are the locks.
Yeah.
Devin Bush is a lock. I mean, he's going to make the team. I
Yeah.
don't know if he's going to be suspended or not. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, Mary Kay reported that
Baker's
still
a
looked like
veteran.
that. That's his guy.
You guy.
Jerome makes the team if Devin Bush is suspended, I think.
If he's not, you
If
think
he's
he's
not, I
going
don't
to cut?
think he gonna
Wow,
make
but they're going to keep at least 4, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
Is Easton?
He is the vet.
is-
He is the oldest out of this group, though.
Is Earl's boy EMA going to have any
I don't
chance?
even know who that is.
So
I feel
Barry,
like you're making up one name.
I promise you it's real. Barry called him out in his in-game interview with Chris Rose and Joe Thomas as a guy they were impressed by. He's apparently him, Schlesinger, and Mason Graham are all
Yeah.
attached at the hip in the facilities, and they've been impressed by what he's done so far. Undrafted kid out of USC, but I have no.
He's got to be a white dude, right?
I believe he's like Samoan.
Oh, he's Samoan?
that
does not sound like a Samoan
I will.
name.
I will look it
Easton
up.
is Easton. That's a white guy.
I
name.
don't even know who that is. He definitely can be.
What
brought-
non-white person names their kid Easton?
He
That's
can
such a white
definitely
person
be
name.
be brought back on practice squad. I don't think nobody's
Samoan.
gonna claim him.
This is him.
Oh yeah, he looks Samoan or something. I mean Hawaiian or I don't know. He don't look. He's not white.
I never seen.
think
I
so.
ain't never seen him.
If you want,
What's
zoom in on
happening
that,
now in
Steve.
this world that they're naming
Easton
non-white kids?
Mascarenas Arnold.
I'm going to offend
So
somebody.
how
with
many?
this,
We got to keep 4. You say?
It's usually
You don't
5.
have to, but they usually do keep.
Then Jerome should make it then,
Yeah.
and the other 2 could
yeah.
be brought back on practice squad.
By the way, did you see the video?
What happened
of,
to Nathaniel Watson?
He tore his bicep.
Oh,
He's
Did you
out.
see the video?
Or he would have made the team.
Yeah,
He would have
no,
been
yeah.
it for sure.
Did you see the video of Taven? Taven Bryan signed with the Bengals, although they cut him yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of his wife complaining about how she was treated
No.
by the Bengals? It's pretty funny. This is such the clown show when it comes to like little things like this. Apparently, like she always goes to the stadium with her husband, right?
Yeah.
And they go into the players' parking and they get the pass and blah blah blah. They pulled up to the Bengals, like the Browns, played their only home preseason game, the last game, and they pulled up to the stadium. And when they go into the garage, the guy who's running the garage is like, "Oh, she can't come in." And they're like, "Well, what are you talking about? It's my wife." She's like, "No, the wives are not allowed in here." And it turned into a whole thing. Apparently, he was part of the reason that he takes some of the blame, Taven Bryan, because he forgot to get his family pass for her. But still, it's the guy's wife.
Yeah.
You let her in the facility. What the hell's the matter with you?
Joe Burrow's wife was getting in. Or
Well, he's not married,
girlfriend
but-
was getting in, yeah.
I mean,
He might have a different girlfriend every week coming in there.
He trying to protect the players, man.
I hear you.
He's doing
but,
his job.
Yeah. Anywho, let's get to
Cornerbacks.
cornerbacks.
Next thing you know,
Yeah, what do we got?
you'll have a green thing on the field.
All right, tell me about these cornerbacks that we've
Moment
never
of
heard.
silence on this list, though. Moment of silence.
For MJ.
Yeah, your guy.
All right, go ahead.
All right, for a second I thought it said LeBron James right there.
No, he's an undrafted
Lamarion.
rookie out of TCU.
I got the first 4 making it.
I think they're going to sign 2 guys.
They're going to keep 5 corners. You think they get the 5th corner is who somebody who's not here?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there? What's his name? Just signed. The former Bills corner just signed this morning. I don't know why the Browns didn't bring him in. Rasul Douglas.
Oh, Douglas, yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about Mike Hilton a little bit as a potential guy that can fit.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Bengals bring him back too.
So
but
we're gonna get to
now
that.
he's clearly lost a step. Like he was not the same player last year, but he's a veteran presence.
Was he at the Dolphins last year?
Dolphins and just got cut. We're gonna do a whole segment.
It would actually be a smart move for the Browns playing the Bengals in Week 1 to bring him in.
So we'll dive into that. But I can't imagine the top 4 are making it, but they have to bring. I mean, I just don't know if you can count on.
Where was Miles Harden drafted?
7th round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, is he a sure thing to be on the roster?
He was one of their gunners.
Hey, Tyvis, he should still be running laps for dropping that interception.
I know.
Yeah, that was bad.
I couldn't believe
that was bad.
He dropped that ball. I about fell out my chair at the stadium. I was watching that.
I mean, honestly, Tyvis, beyond Ward and Newsome, should any of those guys be locks
No.
for roster, right?
No.
So, like, I mean, this could be a position where they make a trade and they sign somebody. Like, who knows?
There could be literally 3 new names.
Yeah,
on the
I mean,
actual
there could
53
be.
man.
I mean, probably Cam Mitchell makes it. Probably Miles Harden makes it. But if I'm either of those guys, I'm not feeling totally confident today.
I would not.
I've been saying this since MJ went down.
You have been. That's correct.
I just wouldn't write off anything with the defensive back room today.
No.
Nothing would
Ward
surprise
and
me.
Newsome.
Other than cutting one of those
That's
2.
it.
But, yeah, other than that.
I didn't know Newsome had a kid. Did you guys know that?
Yes. You know what's crazy?
He looks like he's 15.
One day I was doing Cleveland Browns Daily, and I was walking down to get some lunch, and he was sitting right there with his kid, like holding his kid. I guess he must have just had it.
Yeah, because I saw him. I was watching some video. That I like these when the teams do this. The Browns got to do more of this. Sometimes they ask really bad questions, but this was a good one. You know how there's things like the players walk up to a certain area, and I can't remember what the question was yesterday. Damn it. But he walked up with his kid, and I thought it was really cute. I can't remember, but he looks so young. I mean, he's got such a baby face.
Who, Geno?
Yeah.
What is
he? He's 20, he's 25.
No, I know he's not that young, but he looks really young. To me, he does, at least. What was the question they were asking? It was a really good question, and I can't remember.
Maybe the safeties will trigger your memory.
All right, maybe the safeties. Go ahead. Mike's like, shut up, nobody cares. Move on to the next thing. Go ahead, safeties, Earl.
Even in the chair, he's still a producer.
Yeah, right.
Wow,
that's a lot of questionable characters there. Again, nobody should be a lock besides Delpit on that. Not one guy.
Dang.
Not even Ty's boy Hickman?
I think Hickman and Rashawn Jenkins.
I mean, obviously Hickman's going to make it. But I'm saying, like, he hasn't played well enough to be.
Casey he'd be out there with the ones all the time. They run like, as a matter of fact, when they run like some nickel packages, the safeties is Delpit, Hickman, and Casey. Which is crazy.
Who is the 4th best defensive back on the Browns?
The 4th?
You got Ward, Delpit, and
Newsome.
Who's their 4th? No, that's going to be ready to play to start the season. Who is their 4th best DB?
It might be Casey.
They have 3.
It's between Rashawn Jenkins and Casey, but
I mean,
Rashawn Jenkins, when he played for the Chargers, he was nice.
He's just older now.
He's just older. He went to Jacksonville. He was cool in Jacksonville, but he wasn't the same as he was with the Chargers. And Casey just a nice post safety. He's really he used. I don't know if he still got the wheels to fly sideline to sideline. He used to be really good in the post.
Is Denzel definitely playing Week 1? Have we confirmed? Has that been confirmed?
It hasn't been confirmed, but I would imagine. The thing is about his injury is if it's with all DBs, all football players, if it's a lower body injury, that's when you might not. If it's an upper body injury, you should be able to play.
Yeah. The Browns secondary, the Browns' hope of being a surprise, serviceable team rests on the defense, does it not?
Yes. Fact.
Right? If they're a surprise, decent team, it's on the defense, don't you think?
It's on the defensive line.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, the secondary could be a disaster.
Yeah, that's why the defensive line has to be really good.
The Browns' D-line has to be sensational.
Yeah.
If the Browns' D-line is good but not amazing,
it could be an issue.
Like, it's bad. The Browns are tied with the Saints for the best odds to get the first pick in the draft. That's not the spot you want to be.
I think Cam Mitchell will turn it around.
Yeah?
I do.
After how hard you've been on this preseason?
I think he'll turn around. I think that he'll play different with the one.
I mean, they have 3 starting caliber players in their secondary, and you have to start 5 essentially.
It's bad.
It's not great.
And then last one, real quick. Maybe the most important question of any of these individual roster cuts.
Yeah.
Hopkins or Schmidt?
Well, I'm not keeping Hopkins. I don't know if Schmidt's the answer. Maybe it's somebody else. But there's no way I'm going with Hopkins. I don't understand. I don't know how you would
Corey
possibly.
Bojorquez, the best player on the Browns. Well, second best. Second best player on the Browns.
Top 5.
Denzel's still second.
Third best player on the Browns.
He's better than Bitonio at his position?
Third best player on the Browns. Final answer.
I would roll. I can't. We did it yesterday, Bull. You weren't here, but I have zero faith in Dustin Hopkins.
No,
Zero.
you can't go
Zilch,
Dustin
nada.
Hopkins. I mean,
I don't care what the cap hit is to cut him.
$9
You
million.
got to move on.
it's $9 million?
I think so.
No way.
Why would they give an extension to a kicker who had one good
I feel
year?
like somebody
That
told
is
me it was $9 million.
stupid. Don't tell me. Andrew Berry has done a terrible job as GM of the Browns. It's really that simple. He's done a terrible
Let
job.
me ask you this:
Yeah.
What if his draft class is all good players?
Well, maybe.
Would you forget about all the?
I wouldn't forget about all of it. I would say, okay,
What
maybe
is
he's
it?
finally turned it around. Why on earth
it's
would
loaded.
you give a guaranteed money to a kicker who said you don't pay kickers? You pay, maybe Justin Tucker in his prime, the top 2 or 3 guys.
could be wrong.
You don't pay a
but
guy
somebody told
off
me
a
$9
guaranteed
million.
money
A
who's been
dead cap
mediocre
hit.
his whole career and has one good year.
So, Bull, according to Spotrac, his cap hit this year is $2.8 million. His dead cap number is 5.6.
It's 5.6. not
Okay,
9.
5.6.
I'd still cut him.
I would too.
But
yeah.
it's so stupid that the Browns put themselves in that situation. Why?
'Cause
Who
he
was
was-
busting down their door to sign Dustin Hopkins? Nobody.
Well, he had a sensational season.
But
It was one season, though.
you know how unpredictable.
We was caught up in the moment.
But it's stupid. It's a kicker.
He was caught up in the moment. He kicked and won a lot of games that season.
Games that didn't matter, ultimately.
Why? Because they didn't win it all?
Yes.
That
All right, maybe
season-
that's a little unfair.
It
But,
is,
That is
but
definitely unfair.
but outside of 1 or 2 guys, maybe 3 or 4, I wouldn't pay kickers. But if you're going to pay a kicker, it's got to be a guy that's been consistently good every year. Not a guy who's mediocre and had one. We've seen kickers all the time have one good year and then stink.
Yeah.
It happens all the time at that
It's
position.
because it's so mental that you could be in the zone for a year, you come back, you miss a kick early, and you
Yeah.
just never get back
There's
to that level.
no way you can start the season with Dustin Hopkins as the kicker. That'd be so dumb by them. So dumb.
They think he's going to turn it around.
He's not going to turn it around. He's going to suck.
I can't wait till, it's bad as to say that. Now that I ain't playing, I can say I can't wait till 4 p.m.
So to put
to see who gets cut between them two.
to put a bow on that whole
Yes.
discussion,
Yes.
not a lot of up in the air positions.
There's
for
no.
this.
This, I mean, I guess what would be of all those players, who's a guy that would be most eye popping if they got cut? Shelby Harris,
Devin Bush.
Devin Bush.
He ain't getting cut.
That's what he said. It'd be
Oh,
eye-popping
I'd say it'd
if
be
he
eye
did.
popping.
Oh, yeah. If he got cut, I'd say, oh, yeah, y'all. y'all
Ronnie
tripping.
Hickman.
Yeah, that'd be shocking,
Yeah.
too.
Is there anybody else?
Dustin Hopkins.
I'm expecting that. Maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, you shouldn't because financials usually play a big part in these things.
Yeah,
I think that's about it.
I think that's it. A guy that would have any chance of getting cut.
They gonna wait till late. The
So
later they
more
wait,
likely
the-
to make the team, Dustin Hopkins or Shelby Harris?
I hope it's Shelby.
I
Better
hope
be
it's
Shelby
Shelby
Harris,
too.
but I would say Shelby Harris. Why
I
you think it's Dustin Hopkins?
Absolutely not. Dustin should have been gone this morning. First thing
Exactly.
this morning.
Exactly.
we did the whole topic.
What
yesterday.
veteran kickers are out there? There's got to be some vets.
Dang, they released Seth McLaughlin. That's crazy.
Bengals cut him?
I know he came back from the Achilles, but man,
Isn't he the center?
he's the center from Most
I thought he was supposed to be really good.
he won the Remington Award last year.
How did they cut him?
Poverty franchise. Couldn't afford him.
He doesn't make any money.
Well, they paid Trey Hendrickson everything they got, so they can't afford anyone else. So
I actually thought that was there were Bengal fans complaining
it was,
about the
a good
Hendrickson
deal.
thing.
It was a good deal. Good deal.
I actually like it. I don't
deal.
I don't want to get locked into contracts with
good
30-year-old
deal.
players.
The Browns should look into maybe looking at Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, actually, he
Oh, he got cut?
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Packers released.
We'll look at some waiver wire candidates tomorrow
Yeah.
once all the
All
cuts
right, well, I
come
won't
through,
be here
but-
tomorrow. But.
Me either. Actually.
Me either.
All right, Earl, what do you
the
got
show.
for us, buddy?
All right, next up, we talk about Quinshon Judkins and the possibility of him going back to college. But I got to let you know that this episode is presented to you by Yahoo Fantasy. Fantasy football is back. Fire up the group chat, get your draft board ready, and buckle up for a season filled with breakouts, busts, and all of the overreactions we live for. It's all going down on Yahoo Fantasy. This year, me and the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show are playing on Yahoo Fantasy, and you should too, whether you're a first-timer or a veteran making your millionth league. To celebrate 28 years of fantasy greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over 28 days, giving you more ways to play, more ways to draft, and more ways to win, and it all begins on August 4th. Stay tuned to get started by creating or joining a Yahoo Fantasy Football League at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. That's yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. And let's make this fantasy season the best one yet.
All right, so yesterday, Mike Florio put a column out about Quinshon Judkins going back to college. The same thing they did with Shamar Stewart before the Bengals signed him. You can't do that. Has it changed? I mean, I know it's the Wild West, and I'm good for that. But I don't think Quinshon Judkins can go back to college.
Why would he want to go back
And
to
why
college?
would he?
Especially playing running back. Why would he?
That's stupid. He's not going back to college. This conversation is ridiculous. And they're going to sign him eventually. Obviously, there's a disagreement on what he should get paid. The Browns, as usual, did something stupid. Gave Isaiah Bond guaranteed contract.
I don't know. That ended. That gave Quinshon
All the leverage in
It's
the world.
you drafted me in the second round. You signed this guy off the street. You better give me guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
Like the Browns put themselves
I
in the
don't
spot,
understand it.
and I don't blame them. And the whole situation is ridiculous right now. And I don't know if the Browns are just waiting till after whatever suspension, if there is one, is handed down. But Quinshon Judkins is going to remain in limbo, guys. But I don't think, like Tyvis said, I don't. Why would you go back to college as a running back? It's crazy.
Yeah, he can't go back to those days. They kick it
they
off.
moved on.
They kick it off in a couple of days.
The thing with Shamar Stewart,
Yeah.
there was no off-field investigation going on, so if he wanted to go back and thought he was never going to get what he wanted from Cincinnati,
he
would have been a fool if he went back
I
to
agree.
school.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it makes sense for any of these guys
Right. And
to
of course
go back.
he did. I
Respectfully,
remember the
he
coach.
would've
What
been a
school is
fool.
Shamar Stewart from?
A&M.
A&M.
The coach, whoever the hell the coach is. I don't know.
Mike Elko.
He was like, yeah, Shamar's going to play for the Bengals this year.
Yeah.
When that started.
They all know the outcome. It's just it's their version of leverage.
Yeah, I guess.
But in this situation, Judkins already has all the leverage because the Browns, like you said, gave Isaiah Bond $3 million guaranteed,
Right.
but then even draft him. And not only does Bond have a fully guaranteed contract, all the second-round picks that were drafted in the same areas.
Yeah.
I don't think it's all.
Have-
I don't think it's all.
in that area.
Oh, in that
area.
33, 34,
Okay,
35, 36, 37, 38, all have fully guaranteed
Yeah.
contracts. There's
Carson
no precedent.
Schlesinger stuff fully guaranteed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So how are the
I
Browns
don't
going
know
to
why
say
we
now to
need sit
Quinshon
here.
Judkins, we're not going to fully guarantee your contract?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
lost all their leverage as soon as they gave Isaiah Bond that contract, and at some point this is going to get resolved. I don't know when.
Yeah.
But the idea of
Hopefully
Quinshon Judkins
today,
going
so
back
we
to
can
college
just move
is
on.
not
this
going
is
to
not
happen.
going back to college. I don't even know why Florio's writing these columns about it. It's just
Clickbait.
weird.
We live in a world
It does
where
clicks. This
Yeah,
clip's
I
going to do
guess.
clicks.
We,
too,
li-
yeah.
we live in a world where we need clicks, where people need clicks.
But also, I
It's
think
really unfortunate. Quinshon Judkins is a very talented player, and I'd like to see him play for the
Yes.
Browns.
Me too.
I do think, though, us having a discussion like this and
Yeah.
kind of shutting down any narrative or runaway ideas that why this would make sense for Judkins
Yeah.
is not clickbaity. It makes sense for us to discuss why it doesn't
Yeah, I'm
make sense.
talking about
in
the
first
article
place.
with clickbait
So-
because you know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know he's not
Right.
going back to
It's
school.
ridiculous. It doesn't make
So, yeah,
any sense
it doesn't make any
whatsoever.
sense.
And
Especially as a running back where you don't want to put extra carries
That's
on your
what I'm saying.
legs.
It
Like,
makes no sense for him to
you
go
want to
back
be as fresh as
exactly.
possible.
And I understand you can
And
obviously
he went perfectly. He went in the second round, which is perfect.
Right, it's not like he's
now
gonna be a
it's close-
first-round pick next year.
because you don't want to be a first round pick because now they can't use the 5th-year option
true.
on you, so it gets you closer to getting paid earlier. Yeah,
Right.
And you a high second round pick, so you already came in with good money.
Right.
Like it's
Yeah, and you can make money in college, but like he's got a guarantee. He's going to have like a lot of money with this deal.
yeah. The NFL just need to do what they're gonna do.
Yeah, figure it out and keep it moving.
Do you think?
Yeah, that was. That was going to be my question. I mean, I don't think he's going back to college. I don't think he should. So, new question for the panel here. Like, how long do you think it is before Quinshon Judkins is signed to the Cleveland Browns and before we actually see him in uniform?
My issue is I don't understand
It's a hard
what happened.
answer.
Why? Okay, so what's the harm in signing him? Because if he gets suspended, you're not paying him anyway.
That's true.
So
I
why
guess,
not just sign it?
Dustin suggested that he heard something this morning that maybe there's some other stuff going on.
Stuff coming.
Might be some other off the field stuff coming. I don't know.
But
And
at
so-
the end of the day, as long as he's suspended, he's
Yeah.
not. You don't have to pay him.
That is correct.
But Deshaun still got paid when he got suspended, right?
No, because they put his salary to $1 million.
Oh, I forgot they dropped. But he still got that $1 million.
No, they took off of them game checks off of that $1 million.
You don't get paid when
You don't get when you get suspended, you get nothing.
Even if it's fully guaranteed contract.
You get nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, then why not
The
just
230 started the next year.
They switched it to $1 million to help him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when he would lose game checks, it would only be $1 million a season game check instead of a
Instead
$30
of
million.
Got you. So yeah, so then why not just sign him?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know.
And don't give me optics. The Browns have
They don't
lost the
care
benefit of
about
the doubt with optics. Yeah.
No,
So
they don't give a crap about that. I don't know. There's no clear answer, and I'll say they sign him before the season, though.
I do think there's a chance they sign him today before 4
They
o'clock.
should sign him today so
We
they
shall
can have a 53 printed out. They still need to get a veteran though for the beginning of the season.
If they end up signing Judkins today, let's just say hypothetically he signs, and he's
Yeah.
on the 53, where do you take that spot from? Is it the 6th receiver?
No, there's 3 running backs.
Oh, so you don't end up signing a veteran running back
Right.
in that case. Okay.
I cut that guy. I mean, they're not. If they know, the Browns know whether they're close to signing Judkins. So if they think they're going to sign him, they probably won't bring in a veteran.
The craziest thing is the Browns gonna put their 53-man roster out today, and tomorrow it could change because whoever they claim, if they win the waiver and claim they got to kick somebody.
Yeah, the
off
Browns
roster
have the
anyway.
second waiver spot
All
through
week.
the first 3 weeks of the
Oh,
season.
3 weeks.
It doesn't start to change until after week 4.
Oh, I thought it was week 1.
The first 3 weeks of through the first 3 weeks of the season, the waiver wire is based on the previous year's draft. And then after week 4, it's based on the current standard.
They're gonna wait till 3:58 to try to cut all the people that they want to keep around. Because the later you wait, the more
feel like
we can sneak them through waivers.
Yeah, maybe.
People might overlook it.
Right.
That's their thought.
I can't believe that actually works.
I swear that's the thought. They wait till late. We're gonna
Maybe back in
submit
the
it at
80s when things were getting
3:58.
faxed in.
Yeah, right.
But not in today's day.
I guarantee you every team has a list of all the guys they think are going to be cut. I mean, I do that for fantasy football. I'm sure guys are doing that for real football.
That's crazy, boy. You that invested in fantasy.
In my keeper league, because you can keep 5 guys, our cut down day, actually we've got to cut down to 7 by tomorrow. I made a trade for the first time in any of my keeper leagues. I acquired Joe Burrow. Just got him yesterday.
Congratulations.
What you had to give up for?
It was some draft pick swaps. His contract's very heavy. It costs it's like $62, which for fantasy is a lot. So anyway,
Earl, save us.
Earl, save us for the fantasy talk. Go ahead.
Well, I did have another question on this because I was reading some comments in the chat and they said, well, they're waiting on the NFL investigation to be completed. Do anybody have an issue
don't know that they're doing that.
with how long the NFL takes to kind of complete their investigations for situations like this?
No.
Because it seems like this is not the first time that an organization has kind of been waiting in limbo, waiting to see what the NFL are going to do before they make their next move.
I mean, we've seen it with Watson. We've seen it with a lot of the guys.
But I feel like they knew,
take their sweet time.
They knew before the no, it was yawning. That's why I got tear in my eye. They knew before the 53 though.
What do you mean?
They knew what Watson's fate was before the.
They
50.
did, but it still took a long time.
Oh well, yeah. I'm just saying. For the most part,
That's true,
they usually have an answer before final cuts.
And I think a lot of us have speculated that's what the Browns are waiting for. We don't know that that's what the Browns are.
They're probably going back and forth over that guaranteed money.
Right. That's probably what it's all about.
And his agent is probably like,
Yeah.
You just gave that man that guarantee.
Right.
No, we're not.
I think part of the reason the investigations take so long, too, is they want to be 100% certain and thorough that everything they have is everything.
Yeah, sure.
Because the NFL then looks like a clown if they make a ruling and then all of a sudden more evidence comes out in said case against the player.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they are like abundantly cautious in any of these investigations.
Sure.
So let's say it should take
be.
2 weeks. It could take 2 months because they want to be sure.
It don't matter how long they take for that. It's if he signed today and the NFL is still investigating, you could play him. You can still go play him.
Look at Rasheed Rice.
You can go play them all until they come out with their whatever they're gonna do.
All right,
So it has to be the money. It has to be the guaranteed money. That's what's taking so long.
Right. Aditi is coming up in about 25 minutes or so. We'll get to the pitiful Guardians in about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. First, it's one more thing with the Browns, and that's a potential free agent. We mentioned him briefly, but we'll get back into it in a second after Earl gives us.
Yeah, before we talk about Mike Hilton, it's a good time to let you know, man, that in 2 weeks when the Cleveland Browns kick off against the Cincinnati Bengals, we will have our first Ultimate Cleveland Browns post-game show starting at the 2-minute warning with Mikey McNuggets, G. Bush, and myself. Make sure y'all check that out. We will be with you all each and every Sunday at the 2-minute warning and wrapping up the Cleveland Browns play. So make sure y'all check that out on YouTube.
Sounds good.
I wonder if G. Bush wore glasses when he played.
I hope he wore rec specs.
I don't think he did.
Out there looking like Horace Grant.
Yeah.
I would have. When he come back next week, I want to ask him that question.
Where is he, by the way? He's on
Chicago.
Chicago.
With his
Great
wife.
time of the year to be in Chicago.
Him and Rosie in Chicago.
I wonder if they're going to a game. No, the Cubs are on the road. Probably not.
They would want to go see the Cubs.
I mean, it's just a fun experience.
Wrigley
Chicago.
Field is Wrigley Field.
I went to Wrigley Field when Ohio State played Northwestern.
Was that cool?
It was very cool.
Have you been to a base? You haven't been to a baseball game there.
Why would I be at a baseball game?
Why wouldn't you go? It's a fun experience.
You know how long it's been since I've been to a baseball game?
All right, well, let's go as a group.
Come on, let's
G is
go.
on 63rd passing out Kool-Aid Mafia flags. That's what he doing in Chicago. He on 63rd.
Probably
Wow.
fair.
Mike, can we get the WKYC suite?
They just gave it out for the game yesterday.
I mean, sometimes nobody's going to the Guardians games the rest of the year. They stink. Let's get the suite.
I'll talk to
One
him.
of these days.
I'll see if I can do that. I don't think I have that much power, but I'll see what I can do.
Really? I mean, who wants to go? Nobody wants to go see this team right now.
We're just
They
going to
stink.
bully them for the whole suite.
It's sales. It's sales, though.
It need to be one of them 1 o'clock games.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
nice 1 o'clock game.
It's a lot of times it's given to
All right,
the
let's see what we
sales
can do. Let's
slides.
see how much pull you got. All right, so
Not
Mike,
a lot, especially after I roast them in Thursday's
Yeah,
talent
that's
show.
true.
but-
Mike Hilton, veteran cornerback, has already played for 2 teams in this division. Started his career with the Steelers, spent the last 4 or 5 years, I can't remember exactly how many, with the Bengals. And he was with, who was he with?
Miami.
I forgot.
He got cut.
Miami.
Dolphins, yeah.
Got cut. Now, I don't know what he's got left in the tank. He wasn't that good last year, but I got to imagine he's better than some of the other options the Browns have right now. He's a veteran. He's a good, team guy, team leader. Do you know Mike at all?
No.
What do you think?
I mean, he was a really good player. He was like one of the best nickels in the league.
Oh, he
in
was.
his prime.
In
yeah.
Pittsburgh and
yeah,
his
with
first few years in
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati,
He
yes.
was that guy. Obviously, how old is he? How old is Mike Hilton?
He's
see.
got to be
I'm gonna say got to be
31
30-something by now.
30-ish, 31.
Mike Hilton is 31.
Look at that guess.
Good job out of
I
you.
mean, I feel like I can still go play, but no,
Isn't that funny? We think a 31 is old.
I know.
Only in football. Any other walk of life, it's not old.
I think I'm gonna pass.
Really?
Ooh.
I think I pass. Not because I believe that in Cam Mitchell just being this great nickel. That's not the case. I just think that you could probably find somebody else better. I feel like it might be another corner. Because the thing is, we're so enamored with the fact that it has to be a nickel. It don't. It need to be a corner, because if it's a corner, you can always slide Gnu back inside. Like, you still got that luxury there.
Yeah.
So what they need to do is find the best DB prospect out there.
Yeah.
And bring him in. If it's an outside corner, okay,
Yeah.
Gnu will just go back to play nickel.
Right.
If it's a nickel, then Gnu will just stay outside. Like, that's fine.
Yeah. You know what I also with when it comes to Hilton, you don't want him, but I forgot Bengals used him at safety a little last year too.
Yep.
I actually think my guess is he goes back to the Bengals. The Bengals like doing that
Bringing
when
people back.
they're
Yeah, they did that
veteran
with my
free
boy
agents,
Von Bell.
Go somewhere else, cut
And
him,
they
bring
come
him
back.
back.
Yeah.
Is he done? Or is he?
I mean, he's still working out and whatnot, but he ain't with nobody.
Yeah, I haven't heard him mentioned at all.
I'll defer to you on how much Mike Hilton has left on the tank. You watched the Bengals much closer than I did last year.
Yeah.
But when I look at what could be available on the waiver wire, and we'll know more after these other guys are released, so we're just going off the names we kind of know now. Veteran presence. He was a great blitzer off the nickel, if I remember correctly.
Great blitzer.
He was a great blitzer.
That's something I think Jim Schwartz could have a lot
of playoff experience.
Could have a lot of fun with. There's so many young guys in the secondary that bringing in a guy like that, and they have it in Denzel. I understand that Denzel, but the more leadership and the more veteran guys you have to kind of instill some knowledge in the younger group, they may have 2 undrafted free agents make the 53. They could. I'm not saying it will, but they could. I kind of think it's a good fit. He knows the AFC North. It's not like he's afraid. You mentioned they play the Bengals in week 1. Who knows the Bengals better and how to get inside Jamar Chase and T. Higgins' head than a guy like that. I kind of like it. It'll be cheap. I don't know who else is out there, Ty. To your point, there may be a cornerback that comes available later that's better, but I think it kind of fits what I'd be looking for as a veteran.
I do like it too, because, as you said, I mean, they are crazy young in the secondary outside of Denzel, and I just don't trust any of their corners besides the top 2 guys.
Me either. And
while obviously Hilton has lost a step or maybe 2, I still think as a veteran, I'd rather go with him than, it's not like anybody else in that position has really shown you much. So at least the veteran, he's going to miss some plays, obviously, but he can bring some things that they don't have.
Let me see them stats again from last season.
Can we see that, Earl?
He had 11.5 career sacks, I remember. I don't think he had one last year.
A lot for a corner.
He had 0 sacks last year.
He's had at least 1 sack in each season, but 3 in his entire career.
Yeah, they use him to blitz quite a bit. I mean,
see, them numbers just don't jump off the page.
No, but
it's a waiver. None of the waiver wire guys are going to jump off the page.
He's not a game changer at this point in his career, but he's a savvy vet. You're not going to complain if they sign him.
No, not at all.
But he's not moving the needle for you, which I understand.
I'm going with the younger guy, the younger, cheaper guy that probably can give me similar production.
Right, that's fair. I mean, I don't know how much. What's he getting paid?
Whatever the vet minimum
probably.
is,
Maybe he gets $1 million. What is the veteran minimum?
Would you rather have 5 Mike Hiltons or 1 Dustin Hopkins?
You can go find you somebody. You can find you a guy that's been in the league for 2 years and pay him what, $600,000?
Yeah,
I got a question for the panel. I think I asked Tyvis this on the phone earlier. Asante Samuel Jr.
Oh, we got an update on him. Hold on. 20 minutes ago from Jeremy Fowler. If you want me to read a tweet.
Yeah, what's he doing?
An update on Asante Samuel Jr. He's scheduled to undergo a CT scan in October to ensure a successful spinal fusion. At that point, he will look to sign with the team for the second half of the year. Several teams have kept in touch.
I was wondering why he was still a free agent because he's pretty young, isn't he?
Yeah, well, Earl had been mentioning his name, and I don't want to steal your thunder, Earl, as a guy he thought the Browns should be looking at for, 2 months now?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
And I guess the spinal fusion is a pretty good reason why no team has touched him yet.
Anything else here? The Seahawks trading offensive tackle Michael Jarrell to the Falcons for a conditional 2027 7th-round pick.
Big deal.
Eagles are cutting wide receiver Aeneas Smith, their
Aeneas.
5th-round pick. Aeneas, let's call the whole thing off.
Nice kid. A&M guy.
Bengals safety Dijon Anthony headed to injured reserve. I don't know what that means.
Big news.
Steelers releasing Robert Woods, the veteran wide receiver.
Brad Stainbrook, wide receiver Gage Larvadin, who turned heads in camp this summer, will make the team's initial 53-man roster per a league source.
Ryan Clark's son, Jordan Clark, cut by the Jets.
Cut.
I don't know, guys. Is there anything else we need to update people on in terms of this?
I haven't seen anything major yet. So
Titans are waiving tight end Josh Wiley.
Exactly.
Excited about that. Bengals are waiving offensive tackle Andrew Coker.
Whew.
I'm getting into the weeds now. Pierre Strong officially released.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You said Robert Woods got released?
Robert Woods, yes. All right, I'm just skipping.
If you think Larvadin, or that's how you say it, right?
Larvadin.
Yeah, if you think he could be your returner, would you consider bringing in a receiver on a waiver wire and not keeping DeAndre Carter?
Yeah.
All right,
You could bring that receiver in on practice squad, too.
I hate to do it, but we got to talk about this awful Guardians team here.
What's there to talk about?
Yeah, we got to talk about the Guardians, but I have to let you know that tonight, August 26th, the Cleveland Guardians are on our home station, WKYC, as they take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Bad job by the Ant. The game is tonight, Tuesday, not Friday. Cover stars at 6:30. Guardians versus Rays, WKYC. Make sure you tuned in and support the Guardians. I know that's hard to say right now, but, the hometown team still needs some love.
Guardians have not scored a run in their last 28 innings. They've been shut out 3 games in a row. They've lost 6 in a row in 9 of their last 10. They're 2 games under 500. The season is over. They're 12.5 out in the division. I believe they're 6 out. Yeah, 6 out in the wild card. They're not going to the playoffs. It's a disaster. Tanner Bybee's yelling at Steve. Well, so here's what happened in the dugout.
Yeah, explain this.
For those, do we have the clip?
No, we can't show it.
Oh, we can't show it?
We get flagged for baseball clips now.
Oh, man.
Dang.
So for those who didn't see it, Tanner Bybee had another of his very many frustrating innings. He pitched poorly again yesterday.
They paid him.
What's that? They paid him, yes. He's had a terrible season. What happened was, apparently, Zach told me this, they had the count wrong on the scoreboard. Bybee knew it. Bo Naylor knew it. The batter knew it. But apparently nobody else knew that the count was wrong on the scoreboard. And that led to some confusion in the field. That led to a run scoring. I mean, it was just a mess. And that just was the final straw for Bybee. So he's screaming, we got to wake up in the dugout. Now, when you're having a crappy season, nobody wants to hear you screaming, we got to wake up. Now, I'm sure he was including himself in that, but Tanner, you can't be screaming in the dugout. You saw Bo Naylor kind of gave him a look. Ramirez gave him a look. You can't be doing that. And he admitted later in the postgame, he was like, it was wrong, it was bad. And then Vogt goes to tell him, basically, shut the hell up. And then he's walking away from Vogt, and then Vogt goes, that was a really bad look. Listen, I'm not going to hold it against Bybee forever, but it was a bad look. He handled it poorly. You can't be screaming about your teammates when you're playing like crap. I mean, you shouldn't be ripping your teammates
anyway
publicly. I'm not that he was doing it publicly, but in front of the cameras anyway. But you certainly can't do it when you're the biggest disappointment on the entire roster.
It feels like that was a season of pent-up frustration.
You think he's the biggest disappointment?
100%.
They paid him, and he's
outside of Class A, but Class A's not on the roster.
Steve, pull up his season stats again.
He's been terrible. His ERA's almost 5.
He's a 4.73 ERA, Tyvis, and they just paid him $100 million.
Well, I don't even. How much did they pay him? I don't think it was $100 million, wasn't it?
I thought it was $100 million.
I don't think so. Or maybe it was. I don't remember. I mean, he didn't get a crazy contract, but you just locked him up long. Listen, I'm glad he's emotional. I'm glad he cares. Some players would get paid and not give a rat's. He was emotional, and I get that, but it was. You can't be screaming about your teammates.
He's supposed to be their ace, Tyvis.
I mean, yeah.
Considering the expectation for the player and what they've actually produced, he has been.
Who's a bigger bust this year?
I'm trying to figure it out.
We literally did this topic.
Brian Rocchio.
Yeah, but Brian Rocchio hadn't proven anything. He wasn't a short.
He was killing it in the playoffs last year.
That was one.
It was like a handful of at-bats.
Nolan Jones has been bad. That's a disappointment.
That's a huge disappointment.
But their expectations weren't nearly as high as Bybee.
Outside of 5 guys, everybody's been bad. None of them had higher expectations than Bybee of the guys that have been bad.
Nobody's worse than Big Christmas. He's not even in the mix.
But he didn't have the expectations.
The only person that had expectations for him was you. You alone.
The world had expectations.
The only guys
had expectations.
The only guys having a season that we either expected or have been a little better are Gavin Williams.
Yep. Jose.
Manzardo. And Manzardo. That's it.
And Quan's below.
Quan's been terrible.
That's what I'm saying. You can't even put Quan in that situation.
Quan's been terrible since the All-Star break. He was last year too.
So you were.
And stop telling me I love Stephen Quan. Love him personally. I think he's a good player. Stop telling me he's a 300 hitter. He's not. He's never hit 300 this season. He's not going to hit 300 this year.
You know why
He's got no power, like I've said.
You know why he's not a 300 hitter? Because he's a 400 hitter.
No. He's a 270
He's
hitter.
a 270 hitter.
He's got 10 home runs. He's got no power.
Yeah,
so, he ain't getting no big contract.
No.
So the Guardians ain't going to pay him?
Probably not. Nobody else is either. If he doesn't play better than this, his OPS is below. They have 2 players with an OPS
above 750.
Above average.
That's it. It's Jose Manzardo. That's it.
That's it. And Kafis is slightly above, but he hasn't been up very long. I like what I've seen from him. So I'll give him a pass. Who's a pitcher that's lived up to expectations this year except for Gavin Williams? Bibby's been a bust.
Logan Allen.
Yeah, but his ERA is like 4.60.
Cade Smith took a step
Cade Smith hasn't been that good.
Gaddis
hasn't been that good.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jacob Junis has been pretty good, shockingly. That's it. They wasted $4 million on Hedges. They wasted $8 million on Seawald. They wasted $10 million or whatever it is on Santana. It's time for a new leadership in the organization. It's time. Chris Antonetti, Mike Chernoff, they're good guys. They're good GMs. They're going to get other gigs. But it's time for a new change at the top. And yes, this is costing me free Guardians tickets by saying this. But I got to keep it real. The rest of you guys are going to have to go somewhere else to get your free Guardians tickets. Because usually people text me. They're like, did you get me Guardians tickets? I'm like, sure. They're not going to give me any tickets now.
Hey, Bull, I was just talking to the chat. I had a reference to the Tyner Bybee situation.
Yeah.
Tyvis, Mike, y'all going to get this one. So Bull, you a movie guy. You seen New Jack City, right?
Of course.
All right, so Tyvis, you know about New Jack City. I was watching the video, and Steven Vogt was walking behind Tyner Bybee looking like Nino Brown in New Jack City. Like, what you say?
Yeah.
Say it again.
That's good.
Nothing. That's what I thought you said.
Yeah,
Nothing.
that's good. That's a great movie, but I haven't seen it in forever. I feel like there's probably some actors in that. I feel like there's probably some actors in that are really big now that at the time were probably nobodies. I mean, even Wesley Snipes I don't think was that big yet, was he?
Hey, Vogt was like, cancel that ace. I'll get another one.
Back to the Bybee thing,
pour the water on him.
That just feels like a whole season and pent-up frustration coming out in not the right way. But it's been everything that could have gone wrong for the Guardians just has gone wrong for the Guardians. And it's the opposite of last year, where everything seemingly went right for the team. They have obviously the gambling, suspensions, and investigation. Their offense, like you said, nobody is playing up to standard, excluding Jose and Manzardo.
Yeah.
The pitching staff has taken a step back.
Yep.
Stephen Vogt pushed all the right buttons last year.
Yeah.
I got to imagine even some of the players on the team are looking at the lineups every once and now and saying, why isn't Kyle Manzardo in the lineup? Why isn't our second best hitter playing? Why are we platooning guys left and right? So last night, you never want to see that from a pitcher, and Tyner Bybee does have to do a better job just keeping everything under control and
lose it in the clubhouse.
Exactly. And just don't put it out in public like that. But man, it just feels like that was one giant explosion of what was a million little things building up to that.
That was just like the final straw. And again, the season's over. They're going to win 75 games this year, something like that.
Do you know that they were just about 3 weeks ago? I want to say they was a half game out
of the wild card.
A week ago.
Was that just a week ago? I thought it was 3 weeks ago.
And then they got swept, and the Yankees swept whatever scab team the Yankees were playing. Because the Yankees are frauds.
I mean, they was right there.
Yeah.
They was
now the
right
Mariners
there.
are the last wild card.
They lost 3 to Texas.
Right.
They lost last night to Tampa Bay.
All these teams are hopping ahead of them.
They haven't scored.
Kansas City hopped ahead of them, Texas, and now Tampa Bay's going to hop
ahead of them. They haven't scored a run in 28 innings.
28 innings.
Yeah, think about that. They haven't scored a run in 28 innings.
They stink. Their lineup is so bad.
You kept pointing out the run differential.
Yeah, it's like minus 60. It's almost worse than – they're right like the same as the White Sox, basically.
Yeah.
I think their run differential compared to the White Sox is like 5-run difference.
What happened, though?
What happened is they don't have any hitters.
And the guys that got hot at the right time last year – we're all getting clutch. Remember how clutch they were last year?
Right.
I don't know what the equivalent is in football, Tyvis, and if there's one in baseball you could. But just because you're clutch one year, it does not translate necessarily to the next year.
No.
Some guys are clutch.
They caught
team
lightning
to team.
in a bottle last year, and the way they won was not sustainable. They had an all-time great bullpen. And bullpens are unpredictable, and their bullpen went from being all-time great to being, before Clase got suspended, it was good. Now it's average at best. Everybody thinks it's so easy to replace the closer. Well, it hasn't been easy.
I think he gonna escape them charges.
We'll see. They're gonna have to announce something this week because
Malik Beasley didn't escaped it.
I don't know. Everybody's pointing to that. I don't know if one has anything to do with the other.
Terry Rozier didn't escaped it.
Different sport.
Different sport.
They don't really want to do it. They don't really want to ban people. So like they might.
They don't, but if they have the evidence,
They've
they
suspended
will.
him now. They got to make some decision because technically he's suspended through August 31st. He and Ortiz. So they got to make some sort of announcement decision in the next few days. Next Monday, I think, is September. So they got to make a decision before the end of the weekend.
The first is Monday.
Monday, yeah.
So
probably before the end of this week, we'll have something on that.
Parker Messick's pitching tonight, but what do you expect in his second Major League outing?
I love what I saw in his first outing. So, a lot of times a young pitcher will come up, he'll pitch great, and then there'll be a little more of a scouting report, and then he'll struggle the second time. Obviously, the Rays have not been a great offensive team, but they've hit well in this series, and they've hit well lately. So, but I'm expecting them to go out there and pitch well. But I don't know. I mean,
the Guardians going to win tonight.
They haven't pitched well outside of Gavin Williams. I mean, we were excited about Slade Ciccone. He's been awful. Logan Allen's fallen on his face here.
Coming back to earth.
Bibby's been terrible.
Gavin's up and down, but
he's mostly been up. Mostly
good.
Up in the second half.
More good
He's
than
really
bad.
put it together for the most part.
Y'all hope I'm saying this right, but Pepe Sylvia asks, well, at what point at this point of the season do we get Travis Bazana some big league at bats?
I'd do it tomorrow.
Zach doesn't think they're going to call him up at all. Speaking of fantasy, I picked him up on my fantasy.
Does it start the clock if they call him up now?
Yeah.
As opposed to waiting until next year?
Well, it does start the clock, but let's say they called him up for the final 4 weeks this year, and then for whatever reason they didn't think he was ready at the beginning of next year.
Wow.
The clock would stop until he comes back up again. So it's not like the clock starts and never stops. But that shouldn't matter, but it does, of course, with them. Go ahead.
The Browns are going to have about 5 undrafted free agents making the roster.
What's the latest?
Mary Kay tweeted, Gage Larvadan, safety Donovan Mitchell, Easton Macarenas Arnold.
It's Donovan McMillan, not Mitchell.
Oh, well, whatever. And cornerback Dom Jones.
Oh, Dom Jones, man. By the way, according to Bob, Steve Becker just texted us, according to Bob Nightingale, considering the evidence, MLB and the Players Union are expected to extend their leave of both Guardians players through the end of the regular season and into the winter. I don't know why they just don't make a decision here of what they're going to do. I don't know why this keeps, dragging on.
So real quick, while you're when's the last time 5 undrafted rookies made a 53-man roster? This is Larvadan. She put Donovan Mitchell.
EMA made the team.
I told you EMA had a chance, and Dom Jones and Aiden Huntington. We like the draft class itself. We like the Mason Grahams and the Quinshon Judkins and the Carson Schlesingers. And then they sign Isaiah Bond. And then they have 500. There could be 10 guys from the draft class make this team. More than 10. You have 6 already.
Yeah.
Plus.
McMillan. I like McMillan, though. He was good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's legit. I mean, we're talking 11, if my math is right.
Well, how many players did they end up drafting?
Well, we'll just go through.
Yeah.
Graham will be
Judkins is not going to be on the team.
But Graham's on it.
Graham.
Schlesinger.
The 2 quarterbacks.
Judkins, we'll just leave her there.
Yeah.
Fannin. Gabriel. Sanders. And then Judkins.
Sampson.
So 6. Isaiah Bond, 7.
Yeah, and then the
5 undrafted rookies, 12. And you got 13.
Yeah, that's a lot of rookies.
But
on a bad team, wouldn't you expect that?
Not that many.
I mean, I'm sure there's teams that have had 12 rookies on there.
Ty,
I'm sure it's not that uncommon.
I ain't never seen it.
That's almost a quarter of the team.
I'll tweet it out.
Yeah.
And I'll see if anyone knows.
Would it be is it 13 with Judkins or?
It'll be 13 with Judkins.
Yeah.
I think that there will be some waiver claims.
Yeah, so not all those guys are going to be on the roster on opening day.
My personal opinion, there will be some waiver claims.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some waiver claims.
I'm going to see if anyone knows.
What do you mean? Whether it's happened before?
If 13 would
I'm
be the
sure
most.
there's been teams with 13. If it's 13, that's basically a quarter of the roster, 25% with Judkins. Is Aditi ready?
Yes, she is ready.
Okay, I was going to say, when are we doing the fantasy thing?
After Aditi, before we do Super Chats.
Okay, got it. All right, let's bring in Aditi.
Before we bring in Aditi, got to let you know a quick word from FanDuel. Today, August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for the bold predictions and preseason hunches. Just for 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champion before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. Now I got this confirmed. Aditi said I'm her favorite of everybody here at the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Really?
Go ahead and cook, Aditi.
I'm
Go
very
ahead.
good at that.
How could you?
I think words are being put in my mouth.
Not
Not that I don't love
the
you,
longest.
my friend, but I feel like you're setting me up to get in trouble before we can even start.
No trouble. I'm lead
Yeah.
producer. You won't get in trouble today. Mike is out there. No trouble to be had today.
Aditi, Mary Kay just reported that the Browns, she said they're keeping 5 undrafted free agents, but she wasn't including Isaiah Bond, who's an undrafted free agent too. So I know we got a long way before the season starts. They'll probably add some, but as of now, 6 undrafted free agents are going to make this Browns roster. That's a lot.
Well, so Donovan McMillan is a guy that Pitt head coach Pat Narduzzi said to me a few weeks ago, and I said this on our broadcast, he felt was the free agent steal of the entire year. McMillan is a guy that had a lot of tackles at Pitt. He's a tremendous communicator. He played in a pro-style defense. You see that long series of Pitt DBs that are in the league, Damar Hamlin, Damari Mathis, Dane Jackson. So that's not that surprising. Gage Larvin, has had an absolutely tremendous camp. That's part of the Deontay Johnson move, because Deontay Johnson, I will say, I've been told by coaches and front office, has been a tremendous teammate, has come with the right attitude, has approached everything exactly as they wanted him to, exactly as he did his first few years in Pittsburgh and not last year. But when you look at that wide receiver room, the Browns obviously like Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, Jamari Thrash, now Bond, and Gage Larvin. I'm leaving somebody out too. Who am I leaving out? Anyway, they like
I'm gonna bring it
they
up.
like those guys. Okay, Jeudy, Tillman,
DeAndre Carter.
Jamari Thrash, Bond, and
DeAndre Carter.
Gage Larvin. And so Deontay was a guy who would play in a very spot role, and my understanding is they had a frank conversation and said, you won't be a featured part of this offense. You won't be a number 2 or number 3 receiver. Do you want to try something else? Do you want to see if there's a bigger, better role out there? And Deontay said, yes, and I do appreciate that. So part of that is Gage Larvin pushing him, right? So that's that spot. And then tell me the others. Who else are we talking about?
The other guy, rookies expected, the other undrafted.
Aiden Huntington, Gage Larvin, McMillan,
Dom Jones.
and
Yeah.
Easton Macarenas Arnold.
Easton
So
Macarenas.
Aiden Huntington, Kevin Stfansky went out of his way to tell us before this last game that he loves this young man's style. He's a tweener out of Tulane, 6'1", maybe not big enough to be a huge defensive lineman on this in regular play on this level, but Stfansky has always liked to use DLs, OLs as fullback. He was going to try him out. He said part of it is to see how can he do the mental gymnastics of going from defense to offense to special teams, and he clearly handled it tremendously well in that game. If you were watching that entire game to the end, which I imagine Browns fans were, then you saw that. So that's another great story. These are great stories. I love undrafted free agent stories. I really do.
Well, Aditi, we want to talk to you about a story that you tried to sell us about Kenneth Pickett.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said that,
It's a rough day for Aditi.
Will you be quiet?
No, you know what? You know what? You guys know this better than anybody. There's a lot of luck involved in
sure.
the game of football. Part of the luck is staying healthy, right? So
Yep.
in the spring, the Browns gave Kenny Pickett the majority of first-team reps. When training camp opened, the Browns gave Kenny Pickett the majority of first-team reps. Even once he hurt that hamstring a week in, on 7-on-7s, they were still giving him first-team reps. They really were not doing any of this for show. There was, for all intents and purposes, when they signed him, when they traded for him, which remember was even before they signed Joe Flacco and certainly before they drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks, there was a hope and an expectation that he could be their guy, that he could show that he is indeed like a Sam Darnold, a guy who goes someplace else where he settles in with a good offense and a good structure and can show what he can do. And I'll share this. Kevin Stfansky told us last week in our production meeting, you can't say enough good things about Pickett. He has done what has been asked of him. He's a great teammate. I witnessed it every single week on that sideline, the way that he sat next to the quarterbacks with the tablet. Week 2, when Tommy Rees was up in the booth, it was Kenny Pickett sitting next to Dillon Gabriel. He did it again with Shedeur Sanders, but he's not healthy. They didn't get an opportunity to see him in live game action at all. And as much as Andrew Berry had said he would keep 4, if you could get exactly what you gave up for him, and you have this amount of confidence in Dillon Gabriel, which they clearly do, especially after this last week, then you've essentially lost nothing but Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who currently is not on a roster.
You mentioned Dillon Gabriel
but it's sad. It's, let me just say this, Mikey. On a personal level, of course I feel sad. I feel sorry. But this is not a case of someone not being good enough. This is a guy who got hurt. He got hurt and he couldn't show them what he could do. And while he was hurt, he got Wally pipped. It happens. It happens.
You mentioned Dillon Gabriel, Aditi, and between his game against Philadelphia, his game against LA, your pre-production meetings with the entire coaching staff, and I'm not sure how much you've talked to Dillon Gabriel outside of that mid-game interview that went super viral, which for not good reasons. I'm just curious, what's your overall takeaway from spending 3 weeks around the Browns and getting to know Dillon Gabriel on a little better level than we all get to know him?
He is so sharp. He does not make a mistake twice. And the way that he absorbs what he is taught, the way that he has grown. Now, this is a young man that not only the Browns, but people all around the National Football League loved in meetings, loved in terms of demeanor and personality, loved in leadership skills. I had a general manager on another team in the NFC tell me that he absolutely loved Gabriel, was one of the best meetings he's ever had. He just wasn't in a market for a quarterback of where he sees Gabriel ultimately ending up. And you can see why personality, demeanor, growth, all of that, why the Browns like him. You can see why the league liked him. But to see it in action over the course of a month, the studiousness, the fact that when he says, I don't want it to be about me, one of the things that he said to us 2 weeks ago is, I understand you keep asking about me, but if I make it about me, then it's not about my left tackle. If it's about me, then it's not about my running back. How is that a team? And he's really embodied that. In fact, post-game, I talked to him and I said, well, that outing went about as well as you could have scripted it. What are you most proud of? And he immediately starts talking about the team. And the team did this and the team did that. And I actually said in the second question to him, I said, okay, Dillon, I know you hate when I ask you about you, but you personally, what is the biggest area of growth from the start of training camp to right now? So he's very sincere in what he's saying. He's certainly shown great ability to go through progressions, make smart decisions. He made a not smart decision in the game against Philly, but he learned from it immediately, and I don't think you'll ever see him do that again, force a ball when the play has been busted. So all of that, I think, is really positive. He's shown an ability to move and throw on the run. Again, he gets the ball out really, really, really quick. All of those things matter. So I guess that's where the Browns are going. They're rolling their dice and saying, we like our 40-year-old quarterback who is so good for so many reasons. And if we need a backup, we feel comfortable with Dillon Gabriel being the backup.
Aditi, that leads me to my point to ask you about the 2-minute drive with Shedeur Sanders. Obviously, he was struggling in that game. He was powering up to go in there and win for the 2-minute drive, and Kevin decided to pull him. What did you think of that decision?
Let me ask you a question. Why are you saying that he was powering up to go in for that drive?
Because in his interview, they asked him about it, and he said he was powering up to get ready to go back in there. He didn't know he was pulled. That's what he said. It's his words, not mine.
This is really hard for me, and I'll be very honest. Shedeur Sanders is a really, really nice young man. He's a very likable young man. He is certainly trying. I've seen growth from him. You go to the first game where he came off for a first drive and didn't necessarily know he was supposed to go sit on the bench next to Tommy Rees, who that game was down on the field, and look at the tablet, to this third game. After every drive, he's immediately asking, where's the tablet? Where's the tablet? He's sitting down, like I said, next to Picket, going over things. As someone who was standing on the sideline, Shedeur Sanders' demeanor was not what it was in that first outing. And from what I observed, what I saw firsthand, I feel very, very strongly that the coaching staff made a decision to protect Shedeur, who was maybe not as totally locked in as he had been earlier in the game. And there were a few things that happened on the sideline that would make a staff feel that way. I can tell you that there was absolutely no plan for Tyler Huntley to go in on the final 2-minute drill or to even go in the game at all. And sometimes things happen, and that's part of the maturation and growth of any young player. And I keep saying this, guys. This is a young man. This is a young man who has been with his father for his entire football career. He is on a new stage that is a difficult acclimation for anybody. He is not the number 1 overall pick. There is a reason that he was selected where he was. There is a reason that he very honestly talks about how he needs to grow, how he needs to develop. This is all part of it. But I will say that the slander that we are seeing towards this coaching staff really, really frustrates me, because I don't believe that the full picture and all of the information is at the hands of the people that are accusing Kevin Stfansky of malpractice or short-circuiting a young man's career. I can tell you that as someone who's been at practice, who has watched how they're doing things, it is not easy to develop 2 rookie quarterbacks simultaneously, and they have done a tremendous job of trying to do so.
All right, there's a lot to unpack for what you just said there. Obviously, you're being very careful with your words. I get it. I don't want to put you in a tough spot. Is there anything more you can give us about what happened, what may have happened on the sideline, or is there nothing else you could say at this point?
I think that everybody deals with adversity in different ways. And in the first game that we saw Shedeur, there was a little bit of initial adversity, and his poise was great, his demeanor was great, and he was locked in. In this game, there was a lot of adversity. And again, this has nothing to do with play calls. There's no play call that calls for a 23-yard sack. There, and there are numbers out there that show there was a lot of time to throw. This is, again, part of the evolution of any young quarterback, of anybody who's young in any profession. My goodness, go back to my reporter tape from my first year on television. It's awful. This is all part of growth. And sometimes I handle a bad hit great. I do a bad job and I have short-term memory, and the next one I nail. Sometimes I have a bad hit and I get in my head. And this was just a situation where bad was heaping on top of bad, and the good wasn't coming. And I fully expect Shedeur Sanders to grow from that and respond and react differently. You mentioned DeAndre Carter. DeAndre Carter is an excellent teammate. DeAndre Carter is a young man that I have watched repeatedly. When you have young players who don't necessarily know how to handle moments that they've never been in before, or young players who get down on themselves, and this is another reason that I'm very wary of this. I feel very sincerely that Shedeur Sanders wants the best out of himself. And I do feel very sincerely that he holds himself to a high standard. We had a very interesting, fascinating, difficult parent-child type conversation after that first game when he wasn't necessarily as pleased with himself as he could have been. And I actually said to him, look, this is the first time that you've gone in there. You managed the huddle. You handled the play calls. Your demeanor was good. You responded well after a few tough throws. You got more settled in. He's always going to hold himself to a tough standard. And DeAndre Carter, to come back to him, is a young man that I watched really try to encourage and help Shedeur manage the emotional part of the game all 3 weeks. He spent a lot of time next to him. He's a good teammate. I'd say that. And I would just, again, Adam, yeah. I know you want more.
No, I'm not gonna. No.
I'll just say this: we are so quick to make hot takes. We are so quick to, from afar, say, well, this coach did this wrong, or this was out of control, or this was wrong. But sometimes there's a lot more to the story. Even the Browns, even beat writers who are up in a press box, even personnel people who are up in a suite, they don't necessarily see what's happening on the bench. And as someone who has done this for years, every single week there's something like that. Every week. I
get what you're saying. There's no need to follow up on it anymore. What I will say is we have reached a boiling point, if you will, that now sports has become as ugly in a way as politics, right? Where everybody chooses their camp. And no matter what happens, no matter what information you get, no matter what the reality of the situation is, he's my guy. If you say anything about my guy, you hate my guy, and that's it.
I'm smiling because that's literally how an AFC coach described it to me this week. Yeah, this AFC coach was sort of. I mean, I'll be honest. There were some takes that just blew my mind.
Yeah,
that were out there
from legitimate media members that were insane.
Well,
the media members.
I actually forwarded them to a coach who was very, very helpful to me.
Yeah.
And I said, am I the one that's completely wrong? Am I totally off base? Do I not know football as I think I know football? And he actually said, this is exactly like certain political candidates or certain government officials.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what the tape shows, what the game film show, what the data shows, what the time to throw is, what the cameras show or not. If this is your person, this is your person. And if you don't like that person, if you don't like somebody else, then nothing's going to change your mind. I think that that's where we are. And what's sad, I'll tell you this, I'm cutting you off again, but I was very, very frustrated. You guys all know me so well that I hate when I think misinformation is out there. And my husband said to me, he said, it's not your job to defend Kevin Stfansky. And I said, whoa, this isn't about defending Kevin Stfansky. This is about speaking the truth. This is about defending the truth. And my husband said to me, and where's that getting you? And he's right.
And the truth, people don't care.
That's what I said. Nobody cares about the truth.
Many people do not care about the truth anymore, which is why you have just crazy stuff out there. I thought your answers there were amazing, and I think everybody understands kind of what.
Oh, we all get it because we all in the same boat with you.
But I'll say,
just wait. Something will be clipped by Mikey, and I'm sure.
I'm not here today. I'm not here today.
Oh yeah, that's what the thing is. in this space, like, you have to be very careful what you say because people are going to look at every word and try to critique. And it's like,
they don't.
Like, what's wrong with y'all?
They don't look at every word.
At every word.
They don't.
If
Aditi's
they
right.
looked at every word,
They don't.
I would be fine with it. They're
I
not.
agree.
No, because
word.
you know
the
why,
aggregators are taking one little sentence fragment and saying to you, in this sentence fragment, this was said. Forget all of the context that came before it and all of the context that came after it. Just ask Dillon Gabriel. He knows about it.
In that case, you're right. In the Dillon Gabriel case, which was absurd, you're right. In this case, even people that heard every word you said,
they heard what they wanted to hear.
They're still going to call you a hater, and it doesn't matter. They're going to call me a hater, and they're going to call you a hater, and we unfortunately just have to deal with that.
And I could say this a million times.
Yeah.
I really like this young man.
I know,
He's
it doesn't
nice
matter.
young man.
It doesn't
This
matter.
young man has charm. It's like when I tell Steelers fans, I own Steelers season tickets. Do you know how much money I spend on those tickets? But sure, they believe I hate the Steelers, so there you go.
It doesn't matter. And listen, I'm not.
I know.
I was a Kevin Stfansky fan. I have soured on him in the last year. I think he gets a pass too often. But if what I'm reading about what you're saying happened, then major kudos to him because he could take him to some degree could take himself off the hook here by telling what really happened, and he will never do that. So kudos to him for not doing that and saying, you know what, I don't care what people say. Because even me, who understands like preseason is meaningless to fans, we don't really learn anything that's real. I was like, well, why the hell did he take him out? Well, I mean, like, I don't care. It wouldn't have meant anything to me if he had a game-winning drive against guys who were going to be cutting the Rams. But I was like, it didn't make any sense. Well, but now, obviously, I understand to some degree what happened, and it does make sense. And it was a teaching moment, probably, for both Kevin Stfansky and the team.
And
yeah,
sure, but that's also where we are, Adam, right?
Yeah.
You know, as much as you may personally like the way Kevin Stfansky goes about leading this team, you cannot deny that he is a smart man. He is a smart man.
That.
He's a 2-time coach of the year. He has managed a whole series of bizarre circumstances from Baker Mayfield to Odell Beckham to Deshaun Watson and Jacoby Brissett to everything that's come his way, okay? You cannot doubt that he is trying to develop players and he is trying to do the best he can. And when you think about that first game that Shedeur Sanders started and the way he was very obviously set up to succeed, not a lot of pre-snap motions, not a lot of crazy checks, not a lot of complicated offense, throws that definitely were in his wheelhouse. The things that they did to help him build some confidence. Why? And knowing that the Browns were never going to cut a draft pick. They're not going to cut a rookie draft pick. Why would he ever sabotage one of his own players?
No sense. It makes no sense.
Zero.
Zero.
So whether you know any context or not, just that alone.
It makes no sense. And fans is one thing, but legitimate media members throwing out these things is just nuts. But we've seen it now with politicians, and I can't be surprised by anything at this point. We got to go, Aditi. We'll talk to you soon. And
thanks for having me.
Forget the haters, Aditi.
Where are you for the first game of the year? Do you know yet?
Well, I'll see my old friend Kenny Pickett. I've got the Raiders at the Patriots.
Okay,
and
very
your
good.
old friend Mike Vrabel.
There it
Pete
is.
Carroll going back to New England. Mike Vrabel debuting with his old franchise. Josh McDaniels facing the club that fired him. A lot of good storylines.
Ashton Genty,
A lot of
maybe
good
getting
ones.
200 yards. That's what I'm looking at. All right, we'll see you later, Aditi.
I'm not here, Aditi. I'm not
Bye,
clicking anything
guys.
today.
Bye. Thank you, Aditi. We don't have a lot of time here, but clearly the team was not happy with
They gonna call
Shedeur's
They gonna call her a hater.
whatever on the, like, something happened on the sideline. He was not handling the situation the way the team wanted, and that's why they took him out, clearly. What exactly happened, who knows, but
I think that it's one of those situations that it's exactly like we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
We thought that they were saving Shedeur from himself, And in that situation, up until that point, it wasn't no reason that he earned the right to go back out there. Now, as fans, yes, we want to see it. We wanted to see him go out there because everybody wants a good success story.
Yeah,
he was terrible, but somehow, some way, he put it together and got the 2-minute drive. But if you look at your guys, it's like pitching. It's like being a manager of a pitcher.
Relief pitcher.
He don't have it. I got to get him out.
Right,
I got to get him out, and that's what Kevin did, and that's fine. That's he got 17 weeks to still work with this kid.
Right,
they'll be fine.
All right, should we do rapid fire super chats?
We'll do our fantasy thing, then we'll do super chats.
Okay, fantasy thing.
Yeah, we're gonna do super chats in overtime.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we'll just keep it running.
Yeah. What's the?
So all
right, if we just go to 105, 106, I can stick
we'll do
around.
it quick.
Okay,
so
yeah.
Fantasy football, UCSS League, we are adding 2 fans into our league again, just like we did last year. We had great success with Butters and Sam, who were terrific members of the.
Of course, they were unable to beat me on a route to another
championship. But they were
exactly
exactly what we had hoped. We put on our community tab yesterday.
Yeah.
We gave the fans 3 different options to vote on what they wanted to be the actual way we're going to pick.
Last year, we had the fans roast us.
And guess what?
That was one of the options. Is that going to be again?
It was a 55% choice, by far the number 1 choice. So we are now going to have fans roast us again.
Yes.
If you would like to participate in possibly being in the UCSS Fantasy League, which drafts a week from today.
That's correct.
2:30.
Yes.
On our YouTube page, go to the community tab. It is the pinned post on our community tab. Leave a comment. Roast us. It could be a roast about one person. It could be a roast about all of us.
Yeah.
It will be completely anonymous to when I read said submissions to the panel.
Yeah.
And the panel that day, which, are you here on Thursday, Tyvis?
This Thursday?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
me,
you, and I believe Jason is the
Okay.
third person on Thursday.
Yeah.
We're going to vote on our favorites.
Yeah.
And the two favorites, we're going to grade them all. We'll do cumulative grade. The two favorites will then be invited into the UCSS Fantasy League. That's how it works.
I'm excited about this. We had two great roasts last year by fans, and it better be good because there's tough competition. So whatever our panel, me, Tyvis, and Jason,
I believe it is Jason,
deems the two best roasters
Will you be here? Or you
of the panel.
Yeah, but I'll know who's reading them.
Oh,
because I got to read them off there. So
whichever
I will
two we consider the best. Now, Butters and Sam are ineligible, right?
Ineligible, correct.
Ineligible.
Correct.
I think we could. Do we make them eligible again next year?
Yeah, it's just 1 year out, then they get back
1 year
in.
out. Before they
I feel like more energy, more time has been spent trying to get fans into our fantasy league versus discussing scoring changes, rule changes, what possible things that might be coming
All right, we
up.
should do that. Let's do that on Thursday as well. What scoring? You guys, what do you want to change?
I like our scoring.
I just think we need more points.
Okay, we can look into that. Maybe 1 point for 5 yards instead of 10.
Yeah.
I have a league where we do that. It's a really high scoring. Scores are always in the 200s.
I feel like we'd be in the 150s.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, we'll discuss that.
We can discuss. For sure. But that is how we're going to do it. Go to our community tab.
Do it.
We had, I believe, 37 submissions last year. That's the number we're trying to break. We want to have fun with you. You'll be in the group chat with us. We talk a lot of smack.
We
Make
should
some
even
trades.
invite them to the draft if they want to come.
Oh, the absolute Butters came last year.
That's right. We're going to do the draft at 2:30 after the show next Tuesday.
Are we going somewhere?
Upstairs.
I think I'm just upstairs.
Man, you work out beforehand.
And
We'll see.
you could do it online also. You don't have to be in person.
Sam was remote, and Butters
remote,
came in.
And Mike Polk was remote last year. Zach Meisel remote, and Corey Crawford, who drafts for. He really doesn't. It's his.
Came
it's
in
not
last
Jay's.
place.
Yeah. They came in last. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say they came in last.
Yeah.
No punishment, huh?
So, because I don't think for whatever reason, Corey forgot that it was a 2-quarterback league.
Yeah, it was a whole issue.
Yeah.
But basically,
somebody else did too and didn't take a quarterback.
Basically, submit your roast.
Yeah. And you could be.
You could be in. Yeah.
Part of the draft.
And submissions are open till 1 o'clock on Thursday. So literally until we start overtime, the submission thing is open.
Yeah.
You have until then to submit, and please submit. We want to see what you
All right,
got.
we'll just keep going through 1 o'clock here.
Yep. So Earl, let's get some super chats. Read them off.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some super chats. We got 2 from Amala Sounds. I hope I'm saying that right. The first one says, so much Shedeur haters in here. The second one says, G. Bush is on vacation. Listen to our fan base. Before you spend any more money asking about G. Bush, G put it on the socials. G said it on his show. G is on vacation before the football season starts for the entire week.
There are zero Shador haters on the show.
Not
I'll say that.
I'm about to say,
But
if
zero.
anything, I actually root for the guy.
I think
actually
we're
would love for the guy to be the starting quarterback.
If you say he's not ready, or if you
he's not
say
ready.
that Kevin Stefanski's not a racist,
Well, he's not ready.
He's not trying to sabotage.
I'm also
then
a
you're
realist.
hater.
He's not ready,
Yeah.
but I would love. I will go buy me a Rolex just so I can put it up every week.
Guys, we all know there are
starter.
racists out there. We all know there are haters out there. Nobody on this show wants Shador to not succeed. We all want Shador to succeed. But I could say it a million times. You could say it a million times. If people think we're haters, we're haters. There's nothing we can do.
I'm going to just say what it is.
We're
We're going to run through the rest of Super Chats, but I got to say this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing better for the growth and success of UCSS than Shador Sanders
Nothing.
being an incredible
That would be the
quarterback.
best thing
Shador
for our
becoming
show.
the Browns starting quarterback and
So why
leading
would
them
I
to
hate
success would be the single greatest
But it
entity.
doesn't matter.
I'm talking to these people. I know you. We all want Shador to
Who is
succeed
these
because
people?
The people
out there.
We
We all want Shador. Shador
was good,
being
Ty.
good is the best thing
We
possible.
could say these things till we're blue in the face. It doesn't matter. People
know.
don't believe it. Go ahead.
Before we continue, I'll say this about the situation. I understand fanatic and emotions go hand in hand, but I kind of jumped in the chat yesterday and say, at least in our chat on our channel, stop using that R word so loosely, man, because in a minute, me and Ant just going to keep banning y'all, and that's just going to be the end of it. Like, don't nobody need that type of toxic
Honestly,
energy.
I don't care what people, at this point, I don't care if people, anybody, I mean, it's just silly. We can't get worked up about it. If people call us racist or whatever, I can't get worked up about it. We know who we are. I know who I am.
But you can't use that term loosely.
If people want to do it, whatever.
That's
You
some
should,
serious. That's
but-
a serious allegation that you shouldn't play around with.
And it steals the thunder when you talk about people who are actually bad people and racists and haters. Like, save it for them. But anyway, let's go ahead, Earl.
I'm scrolling back up. We got so many. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
And we're just going to let Earl read through these. We're not even going to just, Earl,
go ahead.
fire them off.
Yeah.
All right, we got Hutch Let's Buckle says, been a long time listener and fan, and I might just now finding out I've been listening to a former Monmouth County resident. Shout out Henry Hudson, Mikey.
Yeah, oh my goodness gracious.
Monmouth.
County. Yeah, what's up? 732 in the building.
It is spelled like Monmouth, though.
It is. What was the name of that super chatter, Earl?
I hate butchering people's names. Hoocliff Buckle.
Hoodcliff Buckle.
Cliff Buckle.
I don't know who you are, but shout out to Monmouth County.
Next one is Derek. I think Derek from Baltimore. Flacco fan since 08. Found y'all in 23. Love the show and the Ultimate Guards Cavs. 216 and Bulls Pod. Great mix of opinions and backgrounds. Local media is best.
Thank you.
Salute.
Appreciate it.
The next one is from Cooper. It says, Bull, the preseason. One second. It says, Bull, the preseason passing yards leader stats is skewed. Of course, nobody leads the stat. Franchise QBs only play.
In the regular
Come on, and I'm reading. Only play one drive a year, rest of the careers.
Right, but none of those guys that people got excited. My point is, of course, the good, proven good starters are not going to play, but none of those guys have turned into anything or become starters. My point is that we see every year guys put up big numbers. It doesn't make them good quarterbacks. That's all I'm saying.
Agi Fury 101 says, give Shiloh a shot. The carry guy says, Bull sneak disses the Browns every chance he can. He went on to say, I like Bull, but I wish he wasn't so, I guess, oblivious or a moron. He went on to say he's a Bengals fan, but he talks the most ish. Why?
All right.
I hope the roast on Thursday are better than that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Rashad Richards said, did Bull say rats patooey?
I did.
He did say Raspatui.
Daryl Hunter says fifth round pick from the Raiders is better than a Lions 5.
A Lions 5?
saying getting the 5th round from the Raiders is better than getting the
'cause they'll
5th
be
round
worse
from
than
the
the
Lions because
Lions.
the Raiders would be.
Kirk Davis
They think the
said
record would be
2024
so-
Why
Rams.
what is the Lions?
I
fifth at
don't know. Maybe they were looking for a backup.
Oh, I see. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Earl.
Kirk Davis says 2024 Rams. Miss Bell 70 says Shedeur Sanders was intentionally not given the same opportunities as, I think this meant Dillon Gabriel. It says GB, but they kept him, and now looking for another quarterback. Will Shedeur Sanders be developed or held to rot?
Why would they be looking for another quarterback?
They're not looking for another quarterback.
They not. Yeah.
They're going to develop Shedeur.
Yeah.
And they're going to develop Dillon.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The carry guy says cut Carter and let Gage run wide receiver and return, open up a spot.
You keep both of them.
That makes
it
DC,
six.
my boy. I hope. He makes it.
Hey, if
And if they cut him, it's dead wrong because you held him out of 2
and by the way, if
preseason
he's
games.
been such a good mentor to Shedeur, it might make sense to keep him.
Keep him, yeah, for sure.
The Salvador to the 216 says, I'm glad Tanner is showing passion at the team, even if he's not playing well. As long as he's giving his all, that's the energy we need from this team.
I do like the energy. I don't like the way he did it, but I do like that he cares.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dragging the Abandoner, shout out to them, and they watch my show all the time. He said, Aditi just stirred the hornet's nest. Everyone run.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that is
She
true.
did.
Yeah, she did.
Christopher Waite says, I like Shedeur and wanted him, but his fan base does him no favor.
That's fair.
That's not untrue.
I keep saying it. I don't think nobody hates Shedeur. I think they hate his fans. I think that's what it is.
That's how I used to feel about Tim Tebow.
You don't hate Tim Tebow.
I found the people obsessed with Tim Tebow was so annoying. It's not to this level of craziness.
It's the part that just
it's
the part that gets me
Yeah.
that they think like we wouldn't want him to be good.
It just doesn't
Like,
make any sense.
why would we not want Shedeur to be the starter? Of course we want him to be the starting quarterback.
Dragging the Abandoner went on to say, stop trying to reason with Shedeur stalkers.
Yeah. It's right. That's what I'm saying. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Tomorrow, who's on the panel tomorrow? Dustin,
Earl, and Jason, and Earl's hosting for the first time in his UCSS career. So
look
big
at
show
that.
coming to y'all tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you. Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.